Hello, everybody out there on Twitch. This is Birdie hanging out on RxOliver's channel. I've taken over. This is my channel now. I'm here with my friends. Say hello, everybody. I have Martin.
Friends.
I have Sarah.
Hi, friends.
And I have Dustin. And I have a cat who is actually chewing on a headphone cord. There we go. Sit on that. Today, playing Call of Cthulhu as usual. What else would I be playing? Going to be a bit of an unusual game. We're going to be playing Ghosts in the Machine. This is set in 1919. This is a war story. I don't generally do this. However, if you are sensitive to certain sounds, they're going to be all over the place today, so good luck. Now, that being said, we are in the woods. What country? You don't know. Now, we're in the woods. The war is over. I just said it was 1919, which means everybody's going home. And our group today, they're going home. However, per usual, logistics is a nightmare, especially post-war. Everybody's moving around, people, supplies, and unfortunately, our individuals are what's the word? Laid over? Stuck?
Mm-hmm.
They're stuck. They have to wait for their transport to get organized. It's okay. There's a house nearby that is sheltering service members. It's manned by two very, very lovely ladies that work with the Red Cross. So it's fine. Now, just to give you a sense of what's going on, we are actually going to be starting from the eyes of an outsider. There is a large two-story house pinned in a grove of dark towering trees. You can imagine the snow is coming down. It is winter time. It's taken our people quite some time to make it this far. So it's unusually bright with the light, bouncing off the snow. Very, very picturesque, very peaceful. And you can see two men are outside of the house on the porch. One's wearing a thick trench coat, lights a cigarette. The other's wrapped in a ridiculous bundle of blankets. It is very cold. However, instead of a cigarette, he nibbles at something. Now, from this distance, the only thing that we can make out is a wrapper, the hallmark sign of an American chocolate bar. A bell rings from inside, and the echo from the bell is quickly swallowed by the force, and both men walk back inside. Now, to my players, you are all impatiently awaiting the completion of your demobilization. The war's ended months ago, but you are still in process of journeying home. Unfortunately, travel delays and logistical snafus have temporarily landed you in this boarding house. Now, you were told that there were already 12 others crowding the halls and rooms of this house. There's two retired nurses, Miss Eleanor and Miss Agnes. They're working with the Red Cross to help get you home. They do maintain a very, very strict schedule, as you're about to find out, as you all show up with your bags. Cold, hungry, and very, very tired. The first person to stumble in is going to be our corpsman. A corpsman is a medic for the Navy, although they traditionally also work with the Marines. So our corpsman, Robert Franklin, you come stumbling through with your one bag, the only thing that you needed with you. It is a blistering cold outside, despite the beauty of the terrain. But inside, it is warm, it is bright, and it is comfortable. What does Robert Franklin look like, and what's he been through?
Robert Franklin stares into the corner and around the room because he doesn't want to feel closed in. He spent far too much time in the trenches and under the gas mats, so he does what he can to breathe calmly. There's the remnants of a very handsome, chiseled man, but beneath his eyes there's a sunken-in sort of blackening and a long stare from the war. He scratches at his chin at the little bit of stubble, thankful for the bit that's growing there because he just remembers that he's not having to wear his gas mask right now. His blue eyes trace along the corner and look at the snow outside, and he tuffs at his sandy, unkempt hair, trying to patch it down to his head. Other than that, he's a thin, somewhat athletic fellow.
Pushing against you, one of the reasons why you fell in here, is an individual who does not like the cold, despite being from the Northeast in the United States. As a private first class, Marcus Brown, desperate to get out of the snow and inside, comes rushing in right after you. Marcus, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm playing Marcus. He is a combat engineer, and he is huge because his strength is 80, so he is just ripped. But he looks a little bit shorter than he actually is. So he looks like he's 6'1", but he's about 6'5". But he kind of stoops because he had quite a bad injury when he was working in engineering. Like, I think it was, let me check, was it an explosion? Let me check. Injuries. Oh yeah, during a cave-in in a trench. So he tries to disguise it, and luckily because he's so tall anyway, like, you know, he's 6'1", but he should be 6'5", so no one really questions it. He kind of tries to hide that. And he's looking forward to getting back because he wants to see his little sister, who he loves dearly because she is in Harlem and working on civil rights and social justice at the moment, and he is looking forward to helping her when he gets back. So he's desperate to get back now, very soon.
Stepping in quietly behind them, still cold, but a little bit too polite to just start shoving people aside, is going to be Rebecca Wisen, one of the many nurses that worked on the battlefront. Miss Wisen, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
So, yes, I quietly step in, thankful for the soft sound of a fire and the quiet of the woods that's around us after all of the loud noises we've just dealt with. Steps in and kind of fumbles with her family locket around her neck. That's just very meaningful. It's a family locket that's been passed down for in her family, and she managed to keep it through all the chaos of war, so that was nice. But she's just kind of in a little bit of ratted down nursing uniform, ready to relax and just breathe for a few minutes.
Yes, and the crisp air is very, very nice. For once, you're not smelling stinky people all about you, or the weird antiseptic smell from cleaner. And when you step in, the home is so inviting. Warm wooden floors. There's beautiful floral wallpaper, and it's just kind of like, oh, thank goodness. And the first person that greets you just sets the mood with a very bright, warm smile. Although, interesting enough, you're a bit confused because you were told that it was 2 retired nurses, and yet this woman looks about your age, Rebecca. Oh. As Miss Agnes comes over to literally give you all a hug, to fully embrace you into this home, and big arms, doesn't even wait to give consent. She just wraps them in, brings you all in, welcomes you to the home, introduces herself. I'm Miss Agnes. I'm going to be helping you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Eleanor. Agnes is on her way. Oh. Sometimes I get a little mixed up with names. Not yours, just my own. But welcome here. We're so happy to have you. We're going to be giving you a little tour very, very soon. It's actually about to be dinner time. So, we'll take care of that. Don't worry. We'll get your bags in here. Let me just make sure, before we start with the tour and everything, I just need to know, are any of you on any medications that we need to be aware of, help keep track of? Any mobility issues that we need to be aware of? We have sleeping on all of the floors here. So if you can't go up and downstairs, not a problem at all. Just want to make sure. You were told that you were all able-bodied? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you. Robert Franklin Courseman here. Is it okay if I get a spot next to the window? I hope it's not an inconvenience to anyone.
Sure, it won't be a problem. When we get upstairs to the beds, that'll be fine. We actually had a number of people leave, so we have a lot of beds empty right now. Okay, so Corman, and then she turns to Brown, Private Brown, with a big smile. And for you? You okay? Oh, Brown. That's you.
Me? Are you talking to
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He, as she says, able-bodied. Marcus kind of like really clenches his fist and he forces himself to stand up fully straight. And he's like, yeah, no issue here. Though it's, if anyone was smart enough, they'd see he's clearly in pain from trying to stand up perfectly correctly. But he will have to get where the rooms are because he does want to rest.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Private Brown, please give me a psychology roll.
Okay.
As you say that you just want to rest, not a problem at all. We can definitely make sure that can happen. And as I said before, if you want to sleep on the ground floor, you absolutely can. You don't have to go up the stairs at all. She seems like a very nice lady, maybe too nice, but you know it's her job to be nice. So, who knows? And as she is continuing to talk to you all, by the way, the door's still open, like the cold air is getting in. She does not notice snow is coming in behind all of you. As she continues to talk to make sure that all of you are fine before you start moving about the house, in a very sharp voice behind just says, "Close the door. You were not raised in the barn, and even if you were, you're in a house right now." And she's looking very pointedly at the men. Rebecca closes the door and she turns her eyes to you.
Sorry, ma'am.
It's 1652. At 1700, it is dinner. So all of you, go wash up right now. Coats onto the side. Leave your bags where they are. We will bring them upstairs. Let's go. Let's go. And she just stares daggers, waiting for all of you to move. You don't know where to go. You see, even Eleanor jumped a little bit when she heard her voice, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to show you where the bathroom is. We'll go to the kitchen. We're going to go to the kitchen really fast. We're going to wash up our hands and get you guys ready for supper, okay? Just leave the bags." And she quickly grabs all of you to move you towards down the hall and into the kitchen. And I'm going to move us on to the map. Now, the map has all the layers of the house on here, just so it's easy for you all to see. But at the bottom of the page is going to be the first floor.
Oh, okay.
And Sarah, you can drag your token on here, so that way you can move it around as you need to. Come here, Eleanor. Miss Eleanor, she's going to go ahead and take you all down this small hallway. The house looks a little bit smaller on the inside. You weren't quite expecting it to be this small. But you see, as you're moving through, there's a lot of furniture in here. You can see a lot of little seating areas have been thrown together. The fireplace is in full blaze. Get a sense of like there's a lot of that heat is coming from that fireplace as she moves you into the kitchen very quickly, where you can see all types of food getting laid out with Miss Agnes. Shrink that token because that's terrifying. Following behind to make sure you all go in there, and she very quickly guards the food so that way none of you can touch it, as she watches all of you wash your hands in the sink before she opens up this door here and just essentially expects you to walk through. And she's practically like looking at your hands as if inspecting them. Rebecca, you feel like you're back in nursing school.
Yes. I know this drill.
There we go. There you are. And as you walk into the dining room, once again, 2 long dining room tables. They are not a set, so it looks like, once again, furniture has just been kind of piled in here as you see tables against the wall, a lot of stools and whatnot. And you see not 12 like you were originally told, just 6 other individuals sitting here. All of them are just kind of staring down at their tables, just waiting very quietly. And they all like look up as the door opens, and you see a couple of them are a little bit surprised seeing people who aren't Miss Agnes and Miss Eleanor walk through. But she does come through. Hello, everybody. We have new people. Everybody, please give them a wave. One person waves back at you. This little lady right here very enthusiastically waves at everybody. Everybody else just...
Okay.
Eleanor, not deterred, just continues, okie dokie, it's dinner, and guess what we have today? You can hear... Actually, give me a listen roll.
Is this to everyone?
Everyone, give me a listen roll. And Sarah, if you feel like there's a role that your character would need to make, you can absolutely go ahead and make it. You don't have to wait for me to give permission. Just let me know what you were trying to accomplish.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Hey, I listened
Marcus
well.
don't know shit.
Yay.
I didn't.
You got it marked well, no, that's...
Nah, Marcus goes and sits. I know it's not probably intentional, but I go and sit at the immigrant table with the Mexican and the other black dude. Not
Actually-
the white table.
That is a very common thing that happens real world. You think people are doing it on purpose, and they're not.
It just happens.
Well,
But-
just was like we've got Martinez and the other black dude. I'm guessing
Oh my
Martinez is got some Latino something in him. I guess he could be Spanish. That's where I'm sitting.
Well, his name is Eduardo, so you know you're not wrong.
I'm so like
Plot twist,
Spanish.
he's Bulgarian.
Spanish. Yeah.
Bulgarian. But well, this makes a lot of sense because Corman, you're very used to listening out for just the smallest cry. So you hear coming from over here, just a very soft, please don't sing. As Miss Eleanor just starts to sing a little bit about the menu. We have potato and leeks, yay! And we have buttered rolls, yay! As you hear another voice just simply say, were they nurses or kindergarten school teachers? I forget.
What is this?
As you see the redhead just politely bopping along to the song. Not joining in, just politely bopping along. Before Agnes comes in and slams the plate down, glaring over at Eleanor, who quickly shuts up and exits the room to grab more food. She turns to the new individuals. Once you're done with supper, meet in the hallway, we will do a tour. And then she walks out. The second the door closes, you all feel a shift in the room as everybody kind of relaxes a little bit and just starts to grab their food and eat. Oh, you guys are all sitting furthest away. It's okay. It's okay. Franklin, this redhead who's sitting next to you, bright smile, band of freckles going across her nose. She looks over to you and puts out a hand. Hi! Corporal O'Sullivan, at your service, Nurses Corps.
Corporal Franklin, pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Oh, hello there, fellow corporal. And she kind of like points to her rank, very proud of it.
Orman, I'm a medic.
Oh! As you hear a couple of people snort a little bit at that, she doesn't care. But she's like, fellow caregiver! And she puts out her hand again to shake it. So nice seeing you here. You can just call me Maggie, though. You don't have to say O'Sullivan. You can just call me Maggie. Where are you coming from?
San Diego.
San Diego?
Yeah, long way around, actually. I'm headed back. Tell you what, I'm looking forward to that warm weather.
Yeah. Major Thurman. He's from Seattle. And she points to this gentleman over here who looks at you and gives you a smile but doesn't speak as he's just trying to eat his soup in silence. But he does give you a smile.
I smile back. It's like, it's a nice city from what I hear. They call it Bridgetown. It's built on top of a bunch of rivers that traverse one another.
It is a lot of rain, not so much snow. As he looks out the window, with the winds are starting to pick up now.
Mm-hmm.
Gorman, where are you coming from? Indicating
Right.
the theater or what country you're demobilizing from.
Let me take a look.
It's France.
It's France?
Yeah.
Well, I'm coming from the land of bad philosophy and good croissants. I'm coming from the French theater, sir.
You see this head picks up, and you see he gives a bit of a squint. That's interesting. We're all coming from France too.
Oh,
Really? No, I don't remember seeing you out there. Which company were you in?
You see he's actually, I'm gonna do a roll, as he is also like staring you down in an attempt to figure out where you are from. Hey. As his eyes kind of relax a little bit, wouldn't have been in the same place, kid. Sergeant Thompson, 113th Infantry, but I was at the Somme.
Yeah, well, I tell him where my group was from and where we were at. So
And he goes, yeah, I heard, Bella Wood. Don't envy you.
it's let me tell you that I never want to be in a ditch in my life again. I'll tell you that much.
And you see he shakes his head, as you can see his posture relax a little bit more as well. Down at the quiet table, it's actually not that quiet, as these two individuals here are actively talking to each other. It seems like they're talking about a chess game where the younger individual appears to be accusing the older one of cheating. As Sergeant Martinez just goes, you can't even cheat at chess. What are you talking about? You can't even cheat at that. How would you cheat? As the private just looks at him. You put extra pieces on the board, man. What are you talking about? You had 2 queens. Martinez just like, what? No. Are you calling me a liar? Yeah. He's like, are you calling me a liar? As the private just goes, yes, Sergeant, I am. Before, I'm going to say, Private Arthur pauses and turns to you, Private Brown. This guy can't play anything correctly. He cheats literally at everything.
I mean, no one likes a cheater. I'm going to introduce myself as PFC, Marcus Brown, which according to Google stands for Perfectly Fried Chicken, and I now have a 10% coupon off.
Oh
So,
God.
there you go. If you want to Google what PFC has said like I did, that's what it stands for.
And we're here for good gameplay and good food. Twitch, you're welcome.
10% off. Click the link below.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored.
Not yet. Not yet.
Hashtag cancel dating.
PFC is standing for Private First Class.
I did. That was like the second thing on the list. I was like, I don't know what this game's about. It could be about chicken.
So low on the totem pole, but not the most bottom rung. As both of these two individuals, who are of the same ranks, look at each other. And Marcus, you look at this individual, and you can see one of his patches, and you recognize that he's also from an engineering battalion that was stationed in France.
So that's Arthur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Arthur would be doing the same thing.
As this individual looks over, clocks your oh my goodness, your unit patch, Marcus, and just goes, no. Too many mole rats. You have to go to a different table. Too many mole rats. I will not be ganged up upon. And he turns to you, Wizen. Are you an engineer?
Okay.
Are you an engineer?
Oh no, I'm a nurse.
I don't know. You look like an engineer. He gives you a wink. As you hear Arthur just say, that's discrimination if you make him move. So I'm just saying. Like, we're still in France. As the Major just pauses. Son, we're in New Hampshire. And there is a stillness that falls over Private Arthur's face as he stops and thinks for a moment.
Oh.
And everybody can give me a psychology roll. As there's a pause before he kind of blinks and... Right. Now, Sarah, if you want, you can keep that fail, or you can attempt to push it, or you can spend luck if you like. Early, right now, I would recommend you don't need to spend luck. It's okay to keep that particular failure.
Okay. We'll just take the fail. It happens sometimes.
Okay. And Dustin, you can go ahead and roll a psychology as well.
I got a hard success.
Yeah, so with that hard success, Arthur's face goes slack for a moment, and you actually... You're fine, Franklin. You don't need to know anything. Arthur's face kind of just goes blank. And you actually notice that Sergeant Martinez next to you, his face also goes blank. Before you realize, all 6 of them, their faces kind of just...
Oh.
For a second before they kind of come back to themselves and just slowly nod. Yes, we are in New Hampshire.
Okay.
I need all of you to please roll me a sanity roll.
Well, that was weird.
What, from them just spacing out? I mean, we must have seen worse, right?
What are we rolling? Sanity?
Sanity.
Woohoo!
Oh, I really hate it. I did not like people not talking, so...
All right, something very strange is going to happen. So, Sarah, I'm going to need you to take your headsets off for a quick second. You can't hear this next part because you passed your sanity. We'll give you a wave when it's time to put your headsets back on.
Okay.
Okay. PFC Brown and Corman Franklin, Doc. All of their faces go slack, and Brown, you catch this before all of a sudden you're plunged into darkness and you cannot see. You can't move either. You can smell. It smells wet, damp. You can taste dirt on your tongue. Corman, you can feel your heart immediately begin to speed up as you realize that you cannot move your arms or your legs no matter what. Both of you, please give me strength rolls. So, in that moment, Corman, as you realize that you are 100% stuck, you feel the urge build up into you to scream. Marcus Brown, built like an ox, you were able to immediately rip everything apart. That you feel holding you, and you start to sit up, but you feel something like slide off your chest. You're not entirely sure what it was, like a basketball is the first thing out of your mind, or maybe like a backpack. Something just slides off before you feel an incredibly sharp pain in your back that literally makes you gasp out loud. And then both of you are suddenly back in the dining hall. You can choose to lose sanity.
I'm okay. I'm gonna keep my sanity. Do I feel that I've lost anything, like my jacket or anything? Like I can't like see anything that's gone.
Correct.
Like,
you can't see anything. You can feel your clothing. You can feel your arms and legs rub against the inside of your uniform, but you just can't move your arms and legs. Something's wrapping you up tight.
Like try and like fall over, like just lean over and see if that helps.
You're already on the ground.
Oh, I fell on the ground. Okay. and no one's like going, "Hey man, all these medics around. Can I be like, little help?" I think the cold's got to me a bit.
You go to say something, and you suddenly realize how dry your throat is, and it just ends up as a cough.
I'm just gonna roll around on the floor until someone, like a baby, until someone does something.
As you begin to roll around,
And I'm a big guy.
you actually
I'm a big guy. I could like smash some stuff up from rolling around.
you can actually. Can you please give me a listen roll and also give me a luck roll
Okay,
while this is happening? Franklin, you do hear somebody start to move around next to you.
I just kind of put my hands over my ears and I close my eyes and I start breathing like.
Unfortunately, you cannot move your hands up to your ears.
Okay, so I just keep trying to breathe and then I start leaning forward into my soup. Lean forward, lean back, just like I'm breathing, like I'm shell shocked or something. Trying to bring myself back to sanity, trying to calm myself.
Okay. You hear the thrashing. You hear an odd squish sound and a chittering. Brown, you distinctly hear something moving towards you. Like a little tippy tap going over what you can now tell rock, dirt, a bigger rock, pebbles. Before both of you wake back up, eyes open suddenly as if nothing had happened, and you're inside the dining room. As PFC Arthur just goes, "Yeah, New Hampshire, you're right. We're in New Hampshire." Sarah's not looking. Sarah's looking.
Turn my volume back up.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
That was really
Sarah,
funny to watch.
Yeah, Rebecca, the soup's delicious.
Oh, it's so tasty.
Franklin, the soup is like an inch from your nose as you've kind of like leaned forward. Marcus, you can feel that bright pain that exploded in your back start to subside and go away, and now it's just a dull ache.
Did I eat the soup before this happened?
No.
Or okay, so it's not food related. And I didn't.
You guys haven't had anything to eat yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat a lot of the soup because maybe I'm feeling a bit lightheaded. So I'm just gonna wolf down the food as fast as possible in the most polite manner.
Okay. Now I do need both of you, Dustin and Martin, to also give me intelligence rolls.
This is payback for what we said in the private chat, isn't it? We made a joke, and now we have to pay for it. Okay, what are we rolling? Sorry, intelligence? Okay,
Intelligence.
Okay.
Franklin, the soup is delicious. And you gotta get a hold of yourself, man. You're freaking yourself out for no reason.
A little bit of shell shocked. I reach down and I rub my pocket where I keep my letters for Maria, and I think, any day now. Any day now.
Brown, you passed your intelligence. You're going to lose 2 sanity.
Over the soup? Jesus.
The soup.
You and the soup.
The soup? The soup scared the shit out of me.
Oh my god.
So I've lost 3 sanity points in like 20 minutes, I think we've been playing. Okay.
You're doing fine. You're doing great. You're winning.
And I'm doing well. I'm getting good scores and I'm not doing well.
Is that the high
there we go.
score?
Oh. Now I will say, at one point, Maggie turns her attention over to you, Rebecca, as she clocks the one other woman in the room. And she's actually going to get up and squish Arthur aside so she can sit next to you.
Squeezes in there. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, I think you're going to be my new roomie.
Well,
How
hi,
are you
Remy.
doing? Yay! She does lower her voice a little bit and she looks at you with a bit of a more serious face. How are you doing?
I just kind of instinctively rub my little locket and say, I'm just enjoying the soup and the quiet.
You're going to get a lot of quiet here. In the ladies, they're so nice. Ms. Agnes, she sounds mean. It's fine. She used to be a governess, like, of course, you know. So I guess like you can't shake that type of mentality, but they're so sweet. Eleanor, she sings a lot, but you know.
It's cheerful.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's cheerful. You took the words right out of my mouth. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my seat. Otherwise, the others won't talk at all unless I'm there. Okay. She
Okay.
runs back and begins a one-sided conversation with everybody at her table. Actually, hold on. She does notice Franklin as she looks and starts to say something to you. She pauses as she looks at you and then just starts speaking to the gentleman next to you who's been silent this entire time. And for all intents and purposes, he looks like he's sleeping as he's just kind of like eyes slightly closed. She gives him a bit of a poke. Jamie, wake up. As he like slowly opens his eyes and just very mechanically brings a spoon up to his mouth.
Ooh. Okay.
You hear Martinez just kind of yell, not yell. It feels like yell because this place is so quiet, but he just kind of like looks over and just says, yeah, that's why they keep giving us soup, man. You gotta wake up. You gotta show them that you can chew. As he just gives himself a shake and tries to properly look up and starts to butter a roll of bread, but the knife is like 3 inches above the roll. And he almost looks like he's conducting. Before the major just says, Lieutenant, maybe you should go to bed early. As he looks over and gets up and just starts to stumble out of the room. Maggie looks to all of you and she just says, he's just been a little sleepy lately. So, you know, it happens. I'm going to say in exactly 30 minutes, Agnes walks in to check on everybody. You can see like the mood has like, it distinctly pauses. Like a record player being stopped very suddenly. As everybody just... And she just... All newcomers, your bags are upstairs. You have 5 more minutes and then we're going to begin the tour. And she leaves. Immediately, Eleanor comes in. If you're not done yet, just let me know. I'll wrap up your plate. It's fine. I'll put it in the oven. It'll be warm. And then she runs back out. Get on your seat, mister. How you doing, Franklin?
Franklin sits there and he just kind of snaps out of it and he tries to wolf down his soup as fast as possible. He's a little bit shocked by what happens, like he just zoned out again, but he's like, I don't want her to mix up my soup with someone else's. Very unsanitary.
That's fair.
As you all sit there, the chatter begins to die down. Franklin.
Can I ask one of the nurses, because I was just checking again online. So phones are a thing now, right? For like not like everywhere, but so can I ask them? Like, can I call my sister? Or there's like there's a community center in Harlem, so I would imagine they would have a phone that I could at least ring and leave a message.
In the States?
Yeah. I don't know
Eleanor
many-
sweeps back in,
Oh.
sensing that she is needed. She comes right over to you. She's always uncomfortably close in a polite way. And she comes right up next to you, Marcus, with a big smile. Oh, I'm so sorry. We have a phone, but the lines are down. The snow completely knocked over a pole. But you said that you wanted to get a message to your sister. So when the post comes, we'll see if we can get you a ride down to the post office so you can use her phone.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Okay. She starts to leave before she comes back. Do you need anything else?
I'm gonna be crafty. I'm gonna take it to the side. I'm gonna clear my plate and try and get her out of that room because I wanna ask her for some sedatives for my very sore body. I don't want to tell anyone else, but she's like a medical person. She might give me something. She didn't ask us before, so I will try and covertly ask her if she has any, low-level pain sedatives.
To which she just, absolutely, don't worry, we'll take you taken care of, okay? We give everybody a nightcap right before they go to bed. You also just have a little something extra in it, okay?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Rebecca, give me a listen roll. Let's see if you clock that conversation. Yep.
Listen. Dang. Nope.
Yeah, man, the soup is really good.
I'm just really into my soup.
That soup is delicious. But on time, Agnes does collect all of you up to bring you upstairs. Which just means just scroll up. Scroll up and to the left. Is the second floor. Whee! Actually,
okay.
She'll be back there. Yeah. Yep, there, Marcus. Alright. You go up some creaky stairs. With Agnes leading the way, she gets up to the hallway and just simply states, "This area is for reading and playing cards. You can also go down to the basement to play chess and cards. We do not allow gambling." She turns to you, Rebecca. "Women are in here.
Okay.
You are not allowed to go in here. You understand why. The women's bathroom is here. Men, you do not go through this door. You understand why." Before she very briskly walks into this room. "Gentlemen, this is your room. Find an empty bed. The trunks at the bottom of the bed, those are yours. Your bathroom is right there. Now, all of you." Boop. She moves surprisingly fast for an older woman. As she tells everybody, all of you, breakfast is at 0800, lunch is at 1200, dinner is at 1700. Wake up 0700, lights out 2200. We do have indoor plumbing, but please be gentle with it. There are porta johns outside as well. Do not leave the property. The property is anything past a tree line. If you need any correspondence, materials, letters, stamps, anything of that nature, please let me know. The post comes every other day, so they will be here tomorrow. Are there any questions?
Mine's more like, would I know this is like normal protocol, like for us to be processed? I think because it seems a little strict, considering we're back in. Are we still in France, or have we gone back to America?
Give me an intelligence roll.
God.
It's not punishment, I swear.
Well, I don't know what country we're in. Nah,
Yes.
Yes, what? Yes,
Yes.
we're in France. Just yes, general yes. We could be in France or America.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
I mean, the only place I can think that's
Oh my
French and
God!
American is New Orleans. Are we in New Orleans? That's French and American, right? That's where I think we are.
Technically. But it doesn't matter. You're not on the front lines anymore. What's it matter?
Fair
Speaking
enough.
as an American, New Hampshire is nothing like France.
I mean, I've been to Paris, but I've never been to New Hampshire, so I don't really have a comparison. Do they have baguettes there? I don't know.
Yeah, so we don't know where we are? We don't even know where we are?
So, Rebecca, give me an intelligence roll.
Gee whiz. Where are you?
Be at the top left.
Oh, I'm looking.
It's your,
okay.
Yeah, it's your core stats.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Does it even matter? Your someplace clean and warm. What's it matter?
And the soup's incredible, so.
It's really good. Maggie won't shut up about it. Literally won't shut up about how good the soup
Won't
is.
shut up. Mm-mm. I'm convinced.
Maybe Dustin's character knows. I'm gonna ask him. I'll be like, "Hey, did you notice the type of bread we were eating with the soup? What was it, like a loaf of bread or a long thing?" And then I'll know
Hey,
what
Mark.
country we're in.
So,
Long thing.
Is it like a big squat thing or is it like a long thing?
Was it
'Cause I
like
might
this
also-
big or like this big?
what is it
Heaven
with you
forbid
guys
there's French
always
baking in the
being
States.
obsessed with size?
Hey man,
mean,
bread
was that-
didn't exist in the United States before World War I. Okay.
Or Betty White, yeah. She
Exactly.
predates sliced bread. That's not a joke. It looked like a roll to me, but that's not what gets me though, Mark. There's a big time difference between the European theater and the States. Good or give or take, what, 4-6 hours? Even where we're at. So they're trying to tell you that they could run you down to the post office to make a call, but wouldn't people be in bed?
Oh.
They didn't even bat an eye at it. That's a little bit suspicious to me.
Yeah, what time is it?
Uh,
Fuck.
As you make that note, Franklin and only Franklin, you hear all of a sudden the bells of your naval ship indicating the time. 7 hours into shift.
That gave me chills. I don't know why.
7 hours. I look over and I try to see if there's a clock anywhere in the room.
There is not. You don't even have to roll a spot hidden for that. There is no clock within the room. The only clock
So-
that existed was a grandfather clock downstairs on the first floor.
So I look over at Marcus and I'm like, did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear anything, but if you're looking for a watch, I think this rich blonde dude might have a watch. But I'm saying that sitting on his bed. It's just like, I think this guy's got a watch.
I spy a watch.
It's like, I think he's, I'm not talking to him, I'm just talking to my friend.
Mr. Brown, would you please stop trying to make friends with everybody? There's 3 men in this room and you've hopped in bed with 2 of them already.
I mean, well, the other ones haven't arrived, but you know I'm into blonde, so, I mean, you know, fair enough.
Everybody has a preference, I understand.
Just want to point out this guy, knocked out. He's not even fully under his blanket. He's
What are you
knocked
saying?
out.
What are you saying that I just, like, creeped into bed with him and didn't even wake him up?
I'm just saying, you put your token on the bed, so that was a you action.
He didn't even get his nightcap.
It's like we don't even have to wait for the monsters. We've already got a sleep paralysis demon in the party.
Yeah. I only wanted his watch, but does he have a watch? Actually, if he's passed out, can I, like, check him? Because the nurse told us that, well, told me about the sedatives, but I guess no one else would know. So it seems weird that he's passed out straight away without the sedative.
If we don't have a clock, how are we supposed to know what time it is?
Hey. That's a really good question. But Marcus, you got to check to see, because this guy didn't talk to anybody. He was sleeping the whole time during dinner. You got to check him out just to see what's going on with him. And as you start to get closer, you do note a wristwatch
Told ya.
on him.
Rich blonde white guys always have a watch. Just a standard thing.
There's that wind again.
And as you're calling out, you suddenly hear something, and it's just you, Marcus. As you hear the telltale rattle that sounded off when there's about to be a gas attack. You instinctually reach for a gas mask that you no longer have. Please give me an intelligence roll.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, we're not doing so good.
There's a gas attack that's happening right now, Private Brown. You're about to die from mustard gas if you don't get something over your face.
I'm gonna rip the poor blonde guy's sheets off his bed and like wrap it around my face.
Corman, you see him suddenly, you see this big guy suddenly grab this bed sheet and wrap it around his face. Doesn't say anything, he just grabs it.
Yep, stole his watch, then I'm taking his bed sheets.
Actually, that's a lie. That is a lie. So, when there is suspected gas, you are taught to put your mask on and then immediately, and this depends on how altruistic you are, when there's gas, you're supposed to yell out gas, gas, gas as you put on your mask. So, I would say, Brown, you would instinctually yell out gas, gas, gas as you start to try to protect yourself.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah, so
Franklin's
Corman...
Yeah, Franklin is going to react as soon as he does that. He's just going to like turn over the bed and like rip through all of his stuff for his mask. Just panicking.
Can both of you give me power rolls? Rebecca, don't worry, you don't hear any of this.
I'm okay. I was going to say, if Sarah wants to go for a little bit, I'm cool if she wants to.
No,
Get gas.
you guys gotta give me power rolls.
Okay.
Critical success.
Ooh. Hey, I got a success.
See, she's joined in, and I got hard success. So we did well as a team.
We
This
got
is
all
great.
the successes.
I love that. Okay, I love this. Corman, you flip the bed and immediately start reaching for a gas mask. And your fingers finally find one. You grab it and you immediately shove it onto your head, creating the seal and starting to breathe in that condensed rubber air. Brown, you grab the sheets, you wrap them around your head, thinking desperately that you need a mask, and suddenly there's now a mask on your face. Rebecca, you hear Private Brown yelling gas, gas, gas from the other room. And even though you were not in the trenches, there were still times where the wind would carry these large clouds of mustard gas to your field hospital as you were incredibly close to the front lines. And so you also became very familiar with hearing the cries of gas, 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 as you also instinctually reach around your hand, finding a mask and putting it on very quickly.
Okay. Oof.
There's a pause as all of you are now beginning to realize that you're inside of a house. There is no gas. It's just all of you. Well, Rebecca, you're in there by yourself.
I'm just by myself, like clutching my own face.
As you all slowly start to realize, oh, there's no gas. There's no gas. False alarm.
I'm gonna raise up the window and stick his head out and just breathe fresh air.
It is cold, my guy.
Yeah, it's very cold, but he's like he's panicked, and then as soon as he gets like a couple of breaths, he just closes it back, and he's like, "Damn it, Marcus! What the hell?"
He's like, I need to check on Becky because I know her now. So we're like Becky or Bex.
I run out the door. We like meet right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
did that happen to you too?
It's like I had to I said, you're a medic, right? Because me and the other guy had like a day terror, and we thought we smelled gas, but I know that you didn't smell gas, right? Because you know.
No, I
use-
did. I put a gas mask on and everything. I heard
Oh.
you scream,
Private
gas,
Brown
gas, gas.
decided he wanted to raise the alarm, even though there's no alarm to be raised.
Yeah, so I
Is
want to make
Agnes still here, like watching us freak out?
No, no,
Okay.
sorry, she's gone.
Like I might just
She's
like
so
throat
creepy.
chop her a little bit. I don't know. Okay.
There you go.
Look,
Yeah,
how
I
do
think
you
we-
two feel about just playing a game of bridge really quick? Something to calm our nerves down.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that wind has picked up again.
I'm gonna look at the alleged books quickly in case they're all in French.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Careful, they write a lot of smut around this place. It's not for decent eyes.
Oh.
That's what I'm looking for. You know.
Brown, go ahead and give me a spot hidden as you go peruse the little game area, the little entertainment area.
Okay. Oh, I got a fun ball. Did I get killed by the
Oh,
books?
that's nice. Did you just like break the bookshelf?
I don't know. Did I smell gas in the book? I'm like, gas.
PFC Brown, I'm gonna need you to roll a sanity as you
From the
find
books.
your great grandmother's Bible, your family
Oh,
Bible. It
great.
sits on the mantle in your house in apartment in Harlem.
No, I did. Yeah.
That's for your family. There's only one, and you recognize that well-worn cover. You recognize the crack going down the center of the spine from generations opening this book and reading it. It feels like your book. It smells like home. You open it up, and you can see all of the little scratches and markings from various Browns making their mark upon the family Bible on a page that was inserted so they were not desecrating the holy book.
My.
I'm gonna need Dustin and Sarah. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I need you to take your assessment.
Again, what did I do?
You did
Okay.
nothing.
Boys
did
only,
nothing.
Sarah. It's a boys
Boys
game,
only.
okay?
No, Dustin
Boys
too.
only.
Dustin too. I just need
I'm
Martin to
just-
stay with me.
Okay, it's just the gays, man. Gays only.
Just a gaze.
Just the gays.
Hey man, guess
Yeah,
what?
I'm dead.
No, it's dark as shit again. It is pitch black once again. You feel your back is numb now, like a very weird numb. Like when that artillery first hit and the tunnel collapsed, for like a hot second, your back was numb and you freaked out that like you were paralyzed before the pain finally crept in. It's that type of numb. You feel something gently caressing your cheek. You can't tell what it is. Once again, you cannot move your arms and your legs. Please give me a strength roll. And this time your eyes are a little bit more adjusted. So as you press and just try to move your arms and legs, you hear a very distinct stretching sound. You realize you're stretching against something. You can't tell that there's a slight give to it, making you think some type of fabric, maybe? But this time, you're bound up real good and you cannot break free. You feel whatever was caressing your cheek pause a little bit. I'm going to ask you now, as your eyes are beginning to adjust to this darkness, there is something that's allowing you to see the shapes. There's some type of light in here that's allowing you to make out some outlines. I'm going to ask again. At this stage, you can choose to lose 1d3 of sanity, or you can maintain.
I think because we've been playing about an hour, I'm going to try and hold on to my sanity a little bit longer, just till someone else goes a bit crazy. Just a little bit longer.
In this moment, as your eyes are slowly starting to make out just varying large shapes. Is there anything you're going to be doing?
I just want to like grab the book and try and show someone else in case I think I'm hallucinating, because even I would know this would be more than strange for this book to be here. So I just want to make sure I'm not hallucinated the book. So go and show.
Yeah, your
that.
hand opens and closes and there's nothing there. You feel sweat on your palm, you feel grit. But you don't feel a book.
Bex
You're
and
lying
Rob,
down
or
again.
Bex and Rob, that's your names.
There's no book.
Oh, not even. It's not like I was looking at a book and I misunderstood it. There's just no book. I was just like looking into nothing.
There's no book. There's no table. There's no house. There's just darkness and you unable to move your arms and legs.
Oh, so I can't see anyone. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's fun.
Even the air feels different. It's still kind of warm in here, but it's like a damp warm. Kind of like when you would dig your tunnels. Because sometimes you were tasked with digging a tunnel so that way infantry could move underneath ground without fear of artillery hitting them. It smells like that.
Can I try and like, so I can't move, can I move anything? Can I move my tongue or my head, or can I move anything?
Yeah, you can move your tongue, you can move your head.
Okay. I'm wondering if I can, because I think my character will probably know that I might be in some form of shock. So I'm wondering if I can like bite my tongue and like spit some blood out. Hopefully that's real and someone might see. So could I try and roll something for that? Or like try and really bang my head against something? Because that's the only thing I can really think of to do.
No, yeah, you are able to move your head just enough that you go and you bang it, and you do feel part of the back of your head clip something super hard and sharp. But then you also feel something a little squishy, kind of bop one portion of your head, like you bumped into like a weird pillow or a bag or something. And then you feel a couple of odd points of pressure kind of dance on your forehead, on the skin. There's a sharp, sharp pain. And all of a sudden you're back in the hallway, looking at a book on engineering. It's written in English. And everybody else is here, to include Sergeant Thompson, who's now just sitting in a chair staring at you. Now Dustin's not looking. Everybody wave at Dustin. There we go.
Oh.
So is everyone looking at me strangely as I come out of this? Is like anyone looking at me? Does it look like time's passed? Because we were supposed to be playing a game and I went to get a book and then...
Actually, Rebecca and Franklin, please give me spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Yeah. This is technically going to be playing off of a different sense, but it would be worth it to spend the luck. Franklin.
Ooh,
Or just rely on Rebecca.
extreme success.
Rebecca, all of a sudden, your skin stands up and you get like little goosebumps, and you just suddenly, like, your heart speeds up. You just suddenly feel like you're on alert. You're needed, and you're not entirely sure what's happening. Someone's trying to start a call with me on Discord. That scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh, it was like, in this time period?
No, it's one of my soldiers.
That would
Okay,
be
I'm gonna
more.
have to
That would be
work
more
it.
scary for Bex to get like a Zoom call in the 1920s.
Am I time
Like,
traveling?
what is
What's
this?
happening?
What is this?
But Rebecca, you suddenly feel a heightened state of anxiety before your brain finally clicks and you realize you smell blood.
Oh, it's my
You
turn
smell
to trip.
blood.
Okay.
And you start to look around. And then you realize PFC Brown, he's bleeding. The back of his head is bleeding. You can see scalps bleed a lot. As you can see blood just like coming down the back of his head and onto his shoulder.
Oh no.
Um,
Okay.
Brown, you're going to lose 1 point of health.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look around, and luckily I grabbed my nurse's satchel with me, and I just kind of run over and jump next to Brown. I said, "It's fine. I'm here. I'm here to help you. We'll get you patched right up." And
He's like, gonna touch my head. I'm like, what? It's like I thought I
I'm like,
imagined
"Shh,
it.
it's okay. You're just losing a lot of blood. You're probably about to be unconscious. It's okay." As I'm like,
It's it's okay. Like, what?
It's
I'm gonna
okay.
die.
I'm here.
It's
What?
worrying.
It's okay.
You're about
I'm
to die.
here.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thanks.
I'm with you.
as I
I'll say-
cleaning his wound and seeing if it can be stitched up. So I'm working
It's
on
going
his
to need
wound.
stitches.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to need stitches.
Okay.
Give me a medicine roll. You can't just say stitches and act like there's no roll involved. Okay.
Oh no, that's fair. Can I stitch him up?
Absolutely. And as you're looking,
All
you
right.
can see. Thankfully, it seems like something jagged like hit his head, and broke through the scalp. The bone looked okay from what you could tell. Like the fact that there wasn't any bone showing was really, really good. When you felt around, didn't feel like there were any divots in his head, so you don't think his skull got bashed, but it looks very much like he got hit in the head with something, which is weird. He was just standing here.
What happened?
Yeah, Brown, what
Okay.
happened?
So I wrapped his head up and then looked at him. Brown, are you okay? What happened?
It's like I think I'm hallucinating, like with the gas, and then I don't know. I thought I saw a book from my home, and then I kind of was frozen, and then yeah, I kind of woke up and my head's bleeding. It's like, is that I don't know about medical science. Is that something that can happen? Can your head suddenly start bleeding from behind, like from some kind of psychological thing?
You hear, actually, you don't hear shit. All of a sudden, Agnes is at the top of the stairs.
Not again. Not
Creepy.
again.
Who is yelling up here? And she sees the three newcomers. She looks to Sergeant Thompson, and he just shrugs. As she looks to the rest of you. Washed up, it's time for bed.
I'm gonna go up to him like, I think I banged my head when I was there. Do you have any Rebecca's helped me, but have you got any I think I might need to go to like a hospital. Like, I'm not doing too well. It's like I lied, okay? I'm not sound body. I'm not sound body. I'm fucking crazy. I would like to go to a hospital.
She comes over and she actually does. She grabs your arm, Brown. Man, fucking grip like a vice, and she pulls you down so that she can look at your head, and she looks at it. It would appear that this one here has already patched you up. You look fine. You need to be more careful. Wash up and go to bed. You're just tired. Don't worry. You're just tired. You just need a good night's rest.
You got some dangerous fucking books in this place, like giving them hardcore paper cuts on the back of people's heads.
You actually see her stern demeanor slip for a second as she like looks around, very confused by what you mean. Before she just... It's 21:50. You all have 10 minutes to wash up and go to bed. Mr. Brown, where are you staying? Which bed is yours?
I'm gonna let the blonde guy sleep. Next, I'll just link that to the blonde guy.
You see that she nods and she just kind of walks away. And you do hear her go down the stairs.
That was creepy.
Sergeant Thompson's
Yeah.
just staring at everything. He's just watching everything.
I'm gonna wash my head if we've got 10 minutes. I'm gonna get the blood off myself and hope that I don't have another incident.
And I'm just like really intrigued about what he said and like what's happening in here, but I can't quite figure out what to make about it.
Rebecca, where do you put your nursing kit?
It's still on the floor right next to me.
No, it's not.
Wait. Did Agnes take it?
You don't think so.
Where did it go? I must be tired. I ate too much soup. I'm just gonna.
It's really good soup.
Franklin, when you're saying all that, he's going to be looking at your cards and he's going to put them back down. It's like, it really was good soup. And then he's going to put his cards up and say, I fold. And then he's just going to go to bed.
Franklin, I think I'm gonna go lay down. Actually, I'm gonna go wash my hands first since I just.
You know, your hands are definitely covered in blood.
Okay. Oh, they are covered in blood. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
your hands
So
are definitely covered in blood.
I'm gonna wash my hands first. Do.
Basic
And-
hygiene from a nurse.
And
then go to
you
bed.
see Maggie. Maggie's in bed. She's already changed into PJs. She's gonna talk to you for like a solid 2 hours. Just
Oh God.
she's gonna talk to you about where she's from. She's from Iowa. She's from a cow farm, but she was the first in the family to ever go to school. She's a nurse. She's so excited. Her mom and her 4 sisters are so happy. She can't wait to see them. They've been writing so much. She's so excited, and she's sure that her mom's going to have her favorite soup, potato and leek soup. Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna let that lull me to sleep.
All right. You all fall asleep. Everybody, please remove 1 health point.
And sleep very well. Oh, I
I will
forgot you gotta go
say-
into edit mode.
Oh yeah, make sure you toggle.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I will say
We don't have a lot of HP. Like, we could probably survive a week, maybe a little bit more. Week and a half.
Well,
I
they
know,
said
it's pretty-
that.
mine's pretty low.
If they're being honest and we don't all black out, then the post should come tomorrow. And they did tell me I could possibly go and make a call, but not if I'm going to start blacking out all the time. You guys might have to come with me.
Corman, you are suddenly jolted awake by the sound of bells. Eight bells. That means that your shift is over.
Oh.
I take my blanket off, I stand up, I walk in a circle, I get back into bed, I lay down, and I put the blanket back on.
Lights suddenly turn on as Ms. Agnes is in the room, telling all of you to wake up. As she walks out, you can see that Sergeant Thompson is waking up from the chair that he was sitting in. She comes in, she wakes all of you up. She pops in, turns on the light. Rebecca, you wake up. Maggie's sleeping. For Agnes walks
Oh.
away. All of you are at breakfast. Maggie is talking to everybody. You see she's yawning a lot, though. As she's asking everybody, how's everybody doing? Where's everybody from? Franklin, she turns to you and she puts out her hand. Hi! Corporal O'Sullivan. You can call me Maggie, though. Everybody calls me Maggie. How are you doing?
Pleasure. Hello, Maggie. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Didn't we meet at dinner last night?
Oh.
Last night. What? Robbie, you've been here for like a whole week. What are you talking about last night?
Or, well,
You're such a kidster.
What did she just say?
I've been here for a week? So why are you introducing yourself again there?
There's a pause where her face goes completely blank. What are you talking about? You're so silly. And she turns to you, Rebecca. So, like, what I was saying before is, and she starts to go into this long story that you don't think you've ever heard before.
I don't think you've told me this before. I haven't heard this.
There's a blink. Becky, you were there with me. What are you talking about? Remember at the hospital? The guy that wouldn't stop throwing up?
I haven't been in the hospital since I've been back here. Becky, I mean, Maggie, are you feeling okay?
She's looking at you. Are you feeling okay?
Yes.
You sure?
Can I use my... I'm trying to think of wood. Skill would be nice. I don't know.
What do you think?
Yeah, psychology, I guess, on her.
Give me that psych roll.
Yeah. All of that for a failure. I can't figure out what's wrong with this girl.
Man, she talks so much. You must have forgotten what she was talking about. You must have zoned out. Quick, pretend like you know what she's talking about.
I just smile and nod. Okay. I wonder when breakfast will be here.
And as soon as you say that, in comes Agnes.
Okay.
Brown, what's your favorite thing to have for breakfast?
Grits.
Grits?
Yep.
She comes out. Everybody gets a big
French
bowl.
grit.
French grits?
French style grits. Yeah.
Okay, what does that look like? French style grits?
It has like a big mass of like a goat cheese on top of it to make it French. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, all of you get a bowl placed in front of you. She's walking around with a big old pot and she's ladling grits into it. Rebecca, you don't know what this is. Franklin, you don't know what this is. And Eleanor is coming right behind, sprinkling something on top, which is goat cheese. Before also some eggs and other things are brought out. And then both ladies leave silently.
Ew.
And everybody just starts to eat.
Is there any?
Okay.
Is there cutlery? Like, do we have like a knife and fork?
Yep, knife, fork. There's like jugs of water on the table. There's one pot of coffee on each table, one carafe.
Okay.
I'm gonna get one of the knives and try and carve my initials under the table.
Well, it's wood, so it's not hard to do. Give me
I
a
wanna do-
dexterity to see how beautiful you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try and do under because I reckon Agnes will be peed if she sees, but she might not see if it's under it. So that's okay. I mean, I'm good at engineering stuff, and I think my dad, it's in my backstory, was a carpenter. Let me check. What's it say? But he learned straight from father, who was a skilled carpenter. Can I have advantage? Because I would definitely know
Yes.
about carpentry. Because it's
Yes, you can.
Also, you didn't add that, but I'm gonna say my dad is also Jesus, so I don't think I should have to deal with going to hell or anything.
Your father's Jesus. Okay, so you're also part
Yep,
Mexican.
he
Got
is.
it.
I'm pumping.
What kind of weird Pentecostal doctrine are you talking about, Private Brown?
I mean, it's a
Come in here.
Harlem thing. It's a Harlem
Yeah.
thing. You won't get it. It's like a Harlem thing. Yeah.
No, you're able
I
to
got-
do a full Marcus Brown was here.
Oh, I want to put the year then, or what the year I think it is. I guess whatever.
1919.
1919. I'll put that.
Yeah.
I am going to try and steal the knife because I might do some more handiwork around the place.
Okay. You take the knife. That's not a problem at all.
I mean, I guess
But-
it's not like it's like a bread knife. It's not like a knife, is it? It's like a
No, yeah,
You
it's a
know,
bread knife.
yeah.
That's okay though.
yeah.
I'll say yeah, Rebecca, give me a spot hidden to see if you notice this. You notice him committing crimes. You
Nope.
don't see shit.
I see nothing.
Yeah.
You're very intrigued by what's in front of you because you have no idea what it is.
No idea what I'm looking at.
But it tastes delicious.
That's funny.
Oh.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I mean, there is madness in this
Mm.
because if we smell like garlicky goat cheese tomorrow, we can remember what we ate. So, that's
But this
the
is just
logic.
breakfast. This is the beginning of the day.
Yeah, but it's like stinky goat cheese. It's gonna last for like at least a 24
This
hour
this will
period.
cling to us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, correction, it's not breakfast, it's dinner time. What are you talking about? As you look down and you see roasted chicken and roasted carrots and potatoes.
Okay. I look across the table to Brown. I'm like, were we not just eating breakfast?
Yeah, because I ordered the grits. I'm gonna check if my little doodle's still under the table. And it's
Yeah.
not like thousands. It's not like thousands of years old or something.
It's all worn out.
Yeah, so it's, yeah.
Rebecca and yeah, no, Rebecca and Marcus, please give me sanity rolls.
Well, I might go crazy this time. I think I've had enough
Ooh.
of this insane thing. Ooh, yeah, I failed. I want to go crazy now. I've had enough of this. I've had enough.
Well, the ticking just brought back memories of the last time I played a Call of Cthulhu. It just hit me.
Rebecca,
Yep.
you say like, wasn't it just breakfast before like a part of you just goes, you have been losing track of time. Oh my goodness, girl, get it together.
Oh, no negative self-talk here.
Yeah, come on, girl, pull yourself together. Of course it's, look at what's in front of you. Of course it's dinner time.
Okay, so
Uh,
I'm gonna say that Franklin's been hanging around Marcus and Rebecca that time, and in all of this, he's just going to lean over and he's going to whisper fajitas and rice. And then he's going to close his eyes and just
Ooh.
his plate with his spoon, and he's going to open and look down.
You see chicken and roasted carrots before, after a couple of seconds, Agnes comes storming in and puts down additional plates that are topped off with rice.
They're just topped
Yeah.
off with rice.
Well,
Yep.
and then a new smell suddenly floods the room as the door opens again, and Miss Eleanor comes in with a big sizzling platter. Everybody, please be careful. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. She's putting it down. How's everybody doing today? Hello. Hello. Marcus, as you started to check underneath the table, Miss Eleanor comes over to you, puts down a plate of fajitas, and then just stands there next to you as she continues to talk to the room. She even stops for a second, looks directly at you. How are you doing? She puts a hand on your arm, and then continues to address the rest of the room as she talks to everybody about how bad the storm's been outside, and she's so thankful that all of you have been so patient. She apologizes. You'll all be out of here soon. The post should be coming tomorrow. If anybody has any letters, please get those ready. And she's going to keep talking to everybody. Like, she makes it a point to get everybody to say at least one thing to her.
I'm going to say one thing to her because I'm pissed now because I'm going to use my very shitty knife. I'm going to put it to her throat. I'm like, I'm going. I'm leaving. I know it's not going to hurt her, but it might scare the shit out of her because I could still, like, hurt her with
I mean,
it.
you
I'm
are
not
getting
gonna-
insane.
I am insane.
So you do scare the
I'm
shit out of her.
And I'm gonna grip her as hard as I can, and because I'm like, if they take me to a hospital, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hurt you. I need to go to a proper hospital at least.
I'm gonna put a hand on Brown. I'm gonna say, calm down, private.
Nope.
It's okay. You're dealing with a civilian, ma'am. Relax. He's just a little shell-shocked. We all are.
Brown, as Franklin comes over here and starts to try to calm you down, his voice starts to get like farther and farther away. Like you're moving away from him, but you're not, as your vision narrows and enters darkness. To everybody else, he's just standing there. He looks like he's calming down. But Marcus is in a place where he tends to keep going back to. Very funny as this happens. Rebecca, you and only you suddenly start to hear, not that.
Oh, come on.
Somebody's sounding the alarm. Air raid.
Oh, great. I do not like this. I start looking around.
You know, instinctually to cover a patient, as you go to turn, no one's right next to you though, so you're not sure who to cover.
Gosh, and I'm surrounded by 2 other nurses.
Neither of whom are moving.
Who should know what to do? Okay. Maybe I just jump across the table and cover Brown because he's the closest.
Before that happens, because you rolled that critical success on your sanity, give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
If you fail it, you're going to continue the action that you were doing. You succeeded.
Okay.
No one else is reacting to the sound, which means no one else hears it. Or they're just super cool with getting bombed. But you're pretty sure no one else can hear the sound. It's just you.
Okay, so I calm down. And I ask, oh geez, what's her name again? The nurse here? Not Maggie.
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Nice one.
Eleanor, did you hear that air raid noise?
Eleanor looks over to you, smile on her face. No, I'm so sorry. I'm just a little preoccupied as Brown is holding her arm. Just a little preoccupied. And she gives Brown's hand like just like a very gentle, like, there, pat.
There.
As she's also trying to like answer your question. I'm so sorry, dearie. I didn't hear anything.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hmm. And if nobody else reacted, I don't want to go
Yeah.
around asking everybody. Everybody's just carrying on, huh?
Yep. The door opens and Agnes comes in. She comes right behind you, Rebecca.
Ew.
As she just, hey, everybody clean up. It's time for dinner.
I thought we just ate dinner.
Did Brown kill that woman? Because I was trying to talk him out of murdering someone.
No, Brown's fur is still right now. You're totally doing it, Franklin. You totally calmed him down. Yeah.
Hey, Marcus.
He's disassociating right now.
Marcus,
Mhm.
relax. Everything's okay. You're gonna be all right. We're all gonna be all right.
As Agnes comes in and just says, all of you have been through a lot. To say you'll be all right is very hopeful, but I think we do need to acknowledge that some people are still adjusting. Mr. Franklin, you can retire for the evening. We will take care of Mr. Brown.
Can
As
I
both
ask you,
ladies will flank him. Yeah, what's your question?
how long have I been here?
You're asking Agnes?
Yes.
She turns to you without even hesitation. You've been here for 1 week, sir.
Ooh.
I see. Well, thank you for the fajitas. I'm gonna slowly back away.
And she turns to everybody. Everyone to bed now. As the rest of the room is like slowly getting up, they're all looking at Brown. But they are listening. They're all slowly leaving. Rebecca, you do notice that Martinez and Arthur, there's a door at the underside of the stairwell. You actually notice them going through a door there
Okay.
and going downstairs, and you realize that that's where they've been sleeping. Because
Oh,
you notice
okay.
that they weren't going upstairs.
Okay. I was just coming to pet this cat and I noticed them.
But yeah.
I noticed them go down there. Should I follow them? What's Franklin doing? You just chilling in there? Maybe I'll
Franklin, I
just
think you said
casually
you're
pet this cat and like watch them go down there. Like, nice kitty, pretty kitty.
Yeah, and the cat purrs and it rolls over, and you are looking at Mr. Pickle, your neighbor's
Okay.
cat,
What?
as a
Come on.
I was just gonna say,
little
don't look
orange
at the cat. I
face with a
looked at
little white
book.
nose,
Looked at a
looks at
book.
you.
Don't look at
That
cat.
very distinctive little smile that Mr. Pickles always had.
Oh, here's
This
the
is
wind
Pickles.
again.
Yes.
Okay.
As you go, Mr. Pickles, and you were suddenly in your bed, in your PJs,
Oh. Oh, like
with
here.
Maggie, talking to you.
Okay. Well, that was strange.
And you all feel the lights go out. Nope, Jack, get over there. You can see the shadow of Agnes looming on the hallway walls as she patrols. She pauses. Franklin, you do see that Thompson, he doesn't ever sleep in this bed. He sleeps in this chair, and Agnes doesn't really bother him about that. As she comes in, ensures that all of you are in bed, looks to Thompson, gives him a nod, and then you hear her walk going downstairs. You all fall asleep. You all wake up. You all lose 1 health point.
I'm going to at some point try and get Marcus alone. I'm gonna be like, hey, Private Brown, would you like to play a game of cards? Maybe have a little bit of a chat. I think it would be conducive.
Yep.
Come and
I mean,
play a
I
game
wanna-
of cards with me.
Okay, I don't want to look at the cards in case they turn into like something, but I will
Oh, you...
sit on a chair and look at you play the cards.
All right. As
like...
you two engage in cards, we're going to take a quick break. All right, everybody, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. It seems like everything's going just great. You know, we've been resting out at this house for, 2, 5, 7, 12 days. It's going really good. For some reason, Corman Franklin thinks that he needs to have a talk with Private Brown about something. I don't know. Rebecca, it's oddly quiet in your room. Maggie's still sleeping. But yeah.
I'd love to open this letter right here. Can I open this letter right here?
Yeah.
Was that what that is?
Yeah, it's a letter.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna quietly open this because I don't want to wake Maggie up.
Yep, you open the letter and it is blank.
Oh, it's blank. Curious. What kind of light do we have in this house? It's a candle, or do we have electricity?
No, it's electrical. It's electrical. Sometimes when the wind blows too hard, it does flicker.
I hold it up to the light to see if there's like impressions or like I could see if there was writing on there.
No, this looks like a repeatedly folded piece of paper.
Okay. And there's nothing on the envelope?
No.
No? Okay.
Do you want something to be on the envelope?
Yeah. Can I write a letter? A quick letter to my parents?
Sure.
Okay. I want to write a quick letter to my parents that says we were on a layover to get back home, and we're in a house, a boarding home, and time is very strange here. And if you could maybe help me figure out where I am, that would be fantastic. They keep telling me the post will go out and come in soon. Love, Rebecca. Okay.
You've written a letter.
Okay. Letter written. Whenever the post goes out. And then these are trunks in our bed, at the end of our bed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Can I look in the trunk? Is there anything good in there?
Well, what did you put in there?
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm eating half the time.
You told Marcus that you put some dynamite in there, I remember. Do you remember we had that conversation 7 days ago? The dynamite thing? You're a big fan. Like historic dynamite and like bombs and shit.
Well, Rebecca, you go to open up the trunk, slightly confused. You don't see anything in it.
Yeah. Surely I would have traveled with my things.
Oh, give me a sanity roll.
Oh lordy. Okay, good. Maybe it's good.
Yeah. So you think to yourself, oh goodness. Did you put it in a different trunk maybe?
Yeah. Can I come and peek in her trunk?
Yeah.
It's out of context thing to say.
No,
Okay,
you
is there
open the
anything
trunk
in her?
and yeah, you start to actually now you see like your folding traveling bag, and you can see your uniform sitting on top.
What the heck?
And it's like, did you move it to this, or did Maggie move it to this?
How did it get
give
there?
me an intelligence roll. Do you want to maintain that? Do you want to push it, or do you want to spend luck?
Oh yeah, let's push it. How do you push it again?
You just roll a whole new roll. It's like a mulligan. That's funny.
I'm destined. It's destiny.
As you're looking at this and you see your stuff, you then see Maggie's stuff right next to yours, all crammed in, and then you suddenly have this vivid memory of you two finding a mouse in your trunk, and both of you screaming about it, and deciding to move your items into Maggie's trunk just in case the mouse got back in. And you feel a little bit foolish that you forgot.
Okay. Okay. Also, was Maggie in the military?
Yeah, she's a military nurse as well.
Okay. Her bed's just awfully messy, but I guess she's sleeping in it.
Yeah, she's knocked
Or a
out.
nurse and a military nurse.
Yeah, she's knocked out. She's
Okay.
breathing deep.
Okay. I guess I'll come out here to see what the guys are doing. And to say, like, my memory has just been really bad since we got here. I
I'm
lost
glad
my
you're
clothes.
here.
Oh, okay.
Pull up a chair. And I'm going to deal her in. And it's like, listen, the card game isn't really all that important. It's just a cover. Something is very, very wrong.
Something's
tried it
amok
out.
there.
I tried it out last night with the whole fajitas. We're not in an area where they should even know what fajitas are. Why would they be bringing them to us just as soon as I mention them?
True.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was just saying my memory hasn't been very good. I was eating breakfast and then all of a sudden we're getting served fajitas. I couldn't find my clothes and then next thing I know they're in Maggie's clothes chest and then I seem to have remembered there was a mouse and that's why I moved them.
So there's
It's
a
very
chance.
strange here.
I think we might be getting drugged.
I think you may be right.
Private Brown, you had a little bit of an incident the other night. And they didn't respond in the way a normal person would. They were unusually calm. Do you mind telling me what drove you to that? I continue to deal out cards and just act like we're playing a game.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting because I think you guys have heard the conversation, so I can just say, "Oh, but I have to actually tell you, right?" Because so when the two times because I forget, so the first time I blacked out, I couldn't move, and my whole body was frozen. But then I managed to shake myself up, but I could feel like I was still being restrained, but it was all dark. I couldn't. It wasn't like I'd zoned out of my body. I couldn't see anything. But then I guess I could vaguely feel that it wasn't right, so I managed to snap myself out of it. And the second time, I went to get a book, and the book was a book from my home, and then that kind of made my mind crack, I guess, because then I went back to the black space. And that's when I woke up and I had the bleeding. It's like something had cut me, but I was in the same place that you guys saw me. So I don't think it's like I teleported somewhere. I think there's something I don't know. I think it's a bit dangerous though, because Rebecca, you checked my cut, right? It was reasonably serious.
Yeah, and it was real.
And they didn't respond to it. Everything was just perfectly calm.
And they didn't respond when I tried to threaten one of them to say we need support, like a doctor to come and check me over. So I think they're drugging us. I think we're kind of being kept hostage in some weird, perverse way.
Also, I keep hearing this wind when strange things happen.
Does it sound like the same wind every time?
I think so.
Because the wind should change how it sounds when it blows.
Very true.
Now listen, they keep talking about when this storm is over, we're going to go into town, or we're going to go to the post. They told me earlier today that we've been here a week. Has this storm been going on for a week?
Well, you'd think that snow... Is it a snowstorm we have?
Yeah.
You'd think that snow would be covering the windows downstairs.
No one's come to shovel anything? No one's brought any wood for the fires?
No one's bought all the fajita spices. I'm pretty sure they're hard to
Where'd
come
they
by.
get fajita stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, like peppers, like bell peppers in this climate. Like, come on.
They don't grow in the European theater. They
Yeah,
are
so
North American, and I know that because I'm from San Diego, and I like
Maybe
it
we could-
fuego.
I saw 2 of the other guests sleeping in the basement. Maybe we can sneak past this guy sleeping in the chair and get to the basement.
We
The one
need
Rebe-
to leave.
yeah. Rebecca, will you check my... I'm pretty sure the wound I got was a few days ago. Will you check if it looks like it's healed? If there's like, if the time's
idea.
past the same? Because you
I
checked
did have
it.
to put stitches in you.
So, Birdie, how much time has passed since I got the cut? Is it a week or is it a day? Because I can't remember
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Because
So,
if she can
Rebecca-
check
Is it
it,
on day 1?
Rebecca, you go to look at the stitches that you put in, and you take a
Mhm.
look, you reassess. This thing looks like it was stitched a few hours ago.
so
And you recognize your stitches.
It's, yeah. These are my stitches. And it's still fresh. Yeah, we've
So
been here a
that's-
week.
well, that's what they've told us. But if you, I would imagine my body and your skills would show time passing better than them telling us with weird foods, right?
Yes.
So maybe we haven't been here as long as we think.
I will point out that, Marcus, you don't feel the cut on your head the way you should. You don't. It
Because
doesn't hurt.
I didn't take. Oh no, as a DM, I didn't take any hit points from that. So I'm like, Rebecca, it didn't look like a flesh.
You took
wound.
one.
Oh, did I take? Oh,
You
I
took one.
Oh, I might need to take another off because we've taken 2 from sleeping, right?
Yes.
2
You've
from
taken 2
sleeping,
from
and
sleeping.
I took 1 from this, so I do need to take another off.
Yeah. And you remember the sensation when you hit your head. It hurt a lot, man. And right now you don't feel it unless like Rebecca says that she's touching it. Even then it feels like super dull.
Well, you're on some
Plus
good
they-
stuff then.
Well, plus if it had been a week, the telephone lines wouldn't be down this long, or the post would have been here, or
Mhm.
food. We'd be starving. So, yeah, I think we should try and escape, and
Okay.
possibly also, and we could try and escape through the basement because I bet you there's one of those weird hatches. Or we could say we want to go poop outside because she made a big thing about having outside toilets. So we could just,
True.
we're just gonna poop and then we just don't come back, and then we can do with her like, oh no, we've only been gone an hour, but you think it's a week, but we were here yesterday when you were eating wedding cake for breakfast. I'm like mess around with though.
2 can play this game.
Yeah. So I agree. I think we should form a plan to try and get out of here, but maybe we should check on the guys downstairs because. And also, is it not weird that what's her name? The female one. I can't remember what her name is.
Maggie.
She's way more chatty than all the males. Like we've not got much information from any of
There's
them.
nothing strange about that.
Okay.
And she's just talking
Sure.
nonsense. She was telling me
also nothing
stories
strange
that
about
she
that.
was telling me that I went to a hospital with her, and how could I have gone to a hospital with her? We've been here hours.
Mm-hmm.
We've been here 3 days.
Or
We've
less.
slept
We
at
don't-
least 3 times.
Not according
We-
to his wound.
Yeah, not going to the wound.
But didn't you lay down and go to sleep? I've gone to sleep at least twice. In fact, one of the things that happened is I heard the bell to wake up. I'm like, my shift was over. It's
There it is. That wind.
I hear it.
So you all stand there, a bit frozen. You hear footsteps coming up the stairs, and it's Eleanor. She looks a little tired today. But she smiles. You see that she looks over and sees Sergeant Thompson still sitting in his chair. And she just gives him a very, very gentle shake You notice that she stands a bit away from him when she does it. She reaches out and just gives his knee a little pat and stands back. After a couple of taps, he doesn't just wake up. This man like erupts into consciousness as he suddenly stands, almost falling over.
Oh, poor guy.
And Rebecca's just, hey, Sergeant Thompson, just thought maybe you might want to lay down in the bed. You're a little sleepy today. Is everything okay? As you see Thompson's just like shaking his head. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
I concur.
We're underground. And you see Eleanor, she looks back at all of you with almost a lost expression on her face as she turns back. No, Sergeant Thompson, you're above ground. You're not in a trench. You're not in a trench. Hey. Before he goes still and his face goes slack. There's a blink and he looks at her and looks around. Yes? And I think you need to lay in a bed this time. I know that you don't like to lay in the beds. I'm so sorry, but I don't think you should be out here anymore. He looks and sees all of you staring at him. Anybody who wants can make a psychology roll.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Get it? I'm gonna leave it to you guys.
With that hard success, Rebecca, this man woke up in a full panic, but he seemed extremely lucid. Very, very distressed. And he kept saying that we were underground. And as he said that, he was looking around at the space that he was in and just shaking his head no. He also looks incredibly exhausted. And I'll say with that hard success, Eleanor looks sincerely lost on what to do in the situation. She has a smile on her face, but she is working hard to keep it on her face. And you can tell that she is desperately trying to calm him down without upsetting him and without like making a scene, essentially.
Charm
As
seems
she kind of steps back to give
okay.
him space.
Can I like try to charm him to chill out? Or does it not work like that?
No, you can totally charm him.
What's his rank?
He is a sergeant.
Sergeant, why don't you come over here and play some cards with us? It'll help get your mind off what's going on.
Yeah, we're having a great time playing cards. Come join us.
Hey, Franklin, go ahead and give me a charm roll as well. Charm or persuasion.
Okay, let me take a look. Let's see. My charm is 15, and my persuade is 65. Which one's a better one?
15, totally. No.
15? Okay. I'm guessing persuade is a better one.
Yeah.
Well, he's not into me, but the nurse did get a success.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see when you say that and he looks at you, he looks around the room once again. Eleanor is attempting to take a step back to give him space. She actually trips over the pillows a little bit. And steadies herself as she's just trying to be as calm as possible. But he looks to you and just says, so sorry everybody. Thank you very much, Rebecca. But I think I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm sorry everybody. He's gonna go to bed.
Okay.
As he walks in, you hear him climb into his bed, or you hear a bed squeak. Before Eleanor comes over to everybody else. Is everybody okay? And you see that she's looking back at the door. He lost a lot of his people during a gas attack in the trenches, and it's my understanding that he was in a trench that collapsed. A bunker, I think, is more likely. But he was underground for a little bit. I don't know how long, I don't know how bad it was. This is just what Arthur was able to tell me. But hey, we understand that you guys might have some big feelings that come up. Things that you don't want to talk about, things you don't want to think about. We fully understand. But if you ever want to just say things to get them off your mind, you can absolutely tell me or Miss Agnes. I know she seems a little strict, but she is actually a very good listener. I'm gonna go make everybody some hot chocolate, okay? And she goes downstairs.
I'm not drinking that hot chocolate.
I continue to deal out some cards. Like, okay, so we've got to get an idea of what the routine is. We've got to know when they're going to be around. We've got to know who we can agitate to call their attention, and when that attention is called, we need
It's
to
true.
make a break for it.
Franklin, as you
Consequence.
say that, you're suddenly cut off as all of you suddenly begin to hear fighting. Heavy artillery, machine guns.
Great.
Almost like it's happening right above you. You
So
feel the ground around you shake.
I grab Rebecca, and then I grab Marcus, and I look up, and it's like, we have to go up. We have to dig up. Come on, find the top of the attic, start moving. All of us gather together and force our way out, up.
Okay.
So then I start moving around looking for like the attic or something like that.
I will say Maggie actually comes out looking very disheveled and bewildered and panicked before suddenly everything gets very quiet. But you still feel every once in a while the ground shake a little bit.
Ugh.
As Maggie is just very quietly looking around, her eyes wide, just confused as to what's happening. She sees all of you.
Maggie, are you okay?
Are we home yet?
Not yet. Come on, let's go. And I'm gonna look for like the addict.
Okay.
Okay. And she's gonna
Private
follow.
Brown, come with me.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like, maybe. Well, I guess the easiest place would be like if it's got a chimney, right? Then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No,
that's
I mean,
like-
First, though, I need everybody to please give me a Constitution roll.
Institution. Yay.
Hard success.
Rebecca, you're fine. Franklin,
Yay.
Brown, both of you suddenly can't breathe. You
Oh,
feel like
no.
you're like you literally are sucking something in, something
Right.
loose, and it's Franklin. You taste dirt.
I am going to completely cover my mouth and cough into my shirt, and then I'm just gonna start reaching up and trying to claw my way up.
It's getting worse as you feel more and more soil into your mouth, getting into your throat as you try and
soil.
choke it out.
And I'm just going to mumble, any second now, any second now, any second now, fresh air, and I'm gonna start digging up, close my eyes, and all I'm thinking about is just digging up. Any second now, fresh air. Any second now, fresh air.
All of you, please roll me sanity.
Oh, my luck ran out.
Franklin, you are talking to yourself. Any second now, you're going to wake up. Any second now, you're going to wake up. Franklin, please go ahead and remove your headset.
Yay, I don't have to remove mine this time.
Hi, Sarah.
I get to be included.
Hey, guess what? You can't see. It's pitch black.
I'm blind. I'm blind. Okay.
You're blind. Also, you can't move. You feel a hard ground beneath your back. You try to move your arms and your legs, and you cannot.
Ew, I don't
But
like
you
this.
very distinctly hear the sounds of heavy artillery thudding above you.
Okay.
Above you.
Okay.
You feel dirt falling onto your face. You can hear
Hmm.
rocks sliding around. You can hear the panicked voice of Franklin saying, "You're going to wake up, you're going to wake up, you're going to wake up." This small chant, this small prayer that he's saying to himself, you can hear it clearly. You can hear Maggie very weakly saying, "I want to go home."
Okay.
Marcus, you hear the same. You can hear the panicked voices of the other boarders around you, all saying their own little thing. You hear that artillery, and you very distinctly now understand that you are underground, Brown. Between the smell of the soil, dirt falling upon your face, the sound of rocks, you understand when you're underground as an engineer, and you are underground now. There's no mistaking it. That artillery that's falling around you, that's right above you. And in order for that to not be killing you, you're a good amount underground.
Ooh.
Because I am good at engineering. Well, just like, like if there's like an earthquake and they tell you to stand in a doorway, though I think they might have changed that. Would I know what the best thing to do if there's a cave in, like what you should do because of my engineering background? Like if you are in a cave in, what would be the best thing that you could possibly do?
So you know that if you're digging and there's a cave in, to try to be as close to your people as possible so that way you're not getting separated. You would want to try to make an air pocket if you have the ability to move that fast. So throwing up something up and over yourself, trying to make an old little pocket. But you also know that if you were going to be caved in, it would have happened already. You're either in an incredibly fortified bunker or you're deep enough underground that the artillery can't actually harm you down here in terms of causing a cave-in. Like, you don't have to roll for that. You know that you're either in an incredibly fortified bunker, which you don't believe it's a bunker. Just from something about it just says you're not in a bunker. That you feel space around you. Bunkers are pretty enclosed. You feel space around you, almost like a cave.
That kind of sounds like kind of good news. So we're not getting attacked by the people on the battlefield. We might be in a cave and be going a bit crazy. But that could be good so we don't get attacked by the people at the top. But yeah, there's not. I don't know. I'll have to discuss with Rebecca, I guess, when we zone back into the house or whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
Brown, you also realize that there is a good amount of soil on your face. You're able to move your head around, so you can shake it off of you and breathe much better.
Can I scream out, Bex and Rob?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna scream that out and see, hopefully, if they'll remember, like when we wake up in the dream house, that situation.
I was about to say something to Dustin, and I forgot he took his headsets off.
Oh. Can I like
Yes.
use psychology on myself and like lock in to outside voices of like Maggie and Franklin and like pull myself back to the house and tell Brown like we're dreaming, this is a dream, this isn't real.
So Brown, you scream out, and Rebecca does answer you. I don't know if it's helpful at all.
I'm like, this isn't real. This isn't real. We're drugged. with good stuff.
Rebecca, please make an intelligence roll. And also, I'm going to need Rebecca and
I'm
Marcus
very good at these.
to please make listen rolls.
Well, I'm going to start using my luck now, because I reckon we're at least halfway through, so I'm going to use... Well, I'm going to wait for Rebecca. I'm going to wait for Rebecca in case you get it, and then I'll use it.
I failed
you get-
mine.
No,
I
also do a
wanna
listen. No, also do a listen. Yeah.
Oh, a listen to. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
The intelligence was like, because you just said something that requires some processing.
Okay.
I won't waste it because you got the success, so you might.
Okay.
get
Okay.
something.
Brown's yelling out. You're yelling back to him. It's a dream. It's a dream. Part of your mind is having trouble trying to craft or trying to put all these pieces together that say it's a dream. Because here, you feel everything so vividly. Here, you are uncomfortable. Your throat is so dry that you are coughing as you yell. You feel so weak. You don't feel good here. You feel
Sure.
good there. And that's really weird.
Mm.
You're having trouble taking all of these bits of information and putting it into a story that confirms that this is the dream. And as you're trying to yell at Brown, hey, wake up, you suddenly hear skittering. Not just a little, but a lot.
I don't
And
like
it's all
skittering.
around you. And you are now getting a sense of the space that you're in as the skittering echoes. And you can hear multiple things tippy-tapping their way over to you. You feel something touch your leg, then climb onto your leg. You feel other somethings touching your sides and climbing up onto you. For a split second, you think maybe like a cat because it has that weight. But there's too many points of contact touching you for it to be a four-legged cat. As you feel these masses accumulate onto your body, pressing down on you.
Ugh.
And you feel something sharp go into the back of your neck.
Okay.
Brown, you don't hear what's coming up and around you. You have a lot of dirt on you, my guy. Some of it got into your ears, but you feel things start to touch you. Things that are very small. You feel weight going onto your body, and for a second, it's just like, rats? What the fuck? What's happening? As
like
all
that.
of these different little things are coming onto you, putting weight onto you, and you feel something coming over and touching your face, Brown, and you feel it wiping the dirt away, making it easier and easier for you to breathe before you feel a sharp pain in your neck. Both of you are suddenly back in the house. All right, everybody wave at Dustin. Everybody wave at Dustin.
Well, that was very intense.
Hello. Now, I'm going to ask this in front of the entire group. For Rebecca and for Marcus, do you choose to lose sanity?
Yeah, this time I'm going to do it.
Yeah. How much sanity do I lose?
So right off the bat, you're going to lose 1 sanity. But go ahead and roll a 1d3.
A 1d3. Is it a exclamation roll 1d3? I can't remember. I'm sorry.
You know what? We'll make it a 1d4. We'll make it easier for you to roll.
Oh.
Yeah, you got 4. So that's 5,
Mine was
right? I go
2.
crazy.
Okay.
You get 2.
If
You're
do a
crazy
one-
now?
I think so.
No,
I lost
he's
5.
not crazy.
Oh.
It's 5 in 1 bout, not cumulative.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was 1 right off the bat, and then what we rolled. That's how much sanity we
Yes.
lose.
Oh, actually, Marcus, that is 5. Yeah, because it's an automatic
Yeah.
5 plus 4, so that's 5 in one bout.
Yeah, so am I going crazy?
Marcus, you look around this house. You look down at the floor. You look down at the people around you. The people you're looking at, you see very sharply. You look down at the plant next to you. And it's a ficus, and it's a fiddle. You don't know the name of the plant, but the leaves are kind of morphing a little bit as if the plant doesn't know what type of plant you want it to be. You look around at the table, and at first you see cards on there, then you see a chessboard, then you see books, as the items on the table start to change. Then you look at your friends once again, and they look like shit. They are thin and gaunt and pale.
What?
They don't look good at all, as they stare back at you with hollow, haunted eyes. You look over and you see Maggie, who looks even worse. She is incredibly thin. Her skin is so pale. Her hair hangs limply down around her face, covered in... what are those, cobwebs? Is that a sheet or something? What is that that's covering her?
Oh, I don't like that.
And you can't unsee it. Even though that sharp pain at the bottom of your neck pulses, and suddenly everybody looks normal again. But you can't get that vision out of your head.
Huh.
Hey Franklin, how you doing, buddy? You okay there? You can breathe again.
Oof.
All
You can
right,
breathe.
I'm just gonna stop, and I'm just gonna scratch the side of my face, like where the gas mask should be. I'm just gonna feel around. I'm gonna rub the letters for Maria in my pocket, and I'm gonna look to the others and just say, "Sorry about that."
So you guys want to go try just the front door?
That is a good idea. I think we should go try the front door.
To the front
Marcus is
door!
Marcus is drooling because he's like, what? Did you guys not see the fucking cave
I don't want to
shit?
see anything else, Marcus. I want to get out of this place. I want to leave.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are cray because I think this is the dream, but I guess it's slightly better than the weird place I was. So, I mean, yeah, Marcus doesn't care. He's like, do either of you know about the occult? Because I was like, I think I saw a weird plan.
1 second, I am so sorry. Rebecca, Marcus, you both chose to lose sanity. I need you guys to also make intelligence rolls.
Oh.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
I think this is the one you want to lose at, I think. I can't remember.
So, Rebecca, when you were in that dark place, you were telling yourself it was just a dream. You couldn't quite convince yourself. Some things just weren't adding up. They're still not adding up.
No.
And what Marcus just said about he thinks this is a dream, in your mind, you cannot justify this being a true reality.
Sure.
Marcus, man, you're just holding on for dear life. You're not really sure what's going on. Is this a dream? Are you just crazy? You're not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna just ask the group. I mean, we're not even gonna be quiet about it. It's like, which one of the bitches do you want me to punch? The old lady or the young lady? Because either way, I've had enough.
David Brown, stop with the jive talking. We do not have time for sexual endeavors right now.
We need to get out of here.
Fine. Right, well, I'll punch the old lady then. Okay, fine.
All right, let's
You
go.
have so many phrases that mean the same thing.
Are you going outside or are you going to go punch an old lady? Which one are you doing?
I mean, I'll go outside first, but I'm just like, I'm not saying I'm not going to punch an old lady because I've seen shit that you guys are refusing to say you've seen, and yeah, I think this is not reality. But I understand
Oh,
you guys
here's
think
the
you're
porta
reality.
potties.
Yeah, and Rebecca's really interested in toilets, so I mean, I guess we can do that.
Or
instead
we
of
could check the
escaping.
basement.
I think we should do both. We should go potty, and then we should check the basement, or the other way around. I don't mind.
Maybe we just go potty in the basement.
True. 2 birds, 1 stone, or 2 girls, 1 cup for this.
Oh,
There's more boys than girls, but you
you're
can try and get
showing
Maggie
our
on this.
age.
Hey, no. We'll have to get Agnes to join in, or there won't be enough cups.
If somebody plays gentle keyboard music, I feel like we're gonna lose sanity.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. So where are we going?
We're gonna go poop in the basement.
Yeah.
All right,
there we
everybody
go.
hop to the
Lay
left of
one
the
out
screen.
on the bed.
Hop to the left of the screen. Basement is to the left.
It's just a jump to the right.
There we go. I was trying really hard not to say that.
Can't resist. Nobody can resist the time warp.
You guys all come downstairs, and you can see makeshift sleeping area. There's a bunch of rugs and sleeping mats down. You see some curtains that are up that are hiding some beds. But then you also see a Sergeant Martinez and a PFC Arthur, who both look up very quickly. You see Martinez grabs at his side. Franklin, you would understand just by looking at that he was grabbing for a sidearm that he doesn't have. Before they see you
Eddie's-
three and relax a little bit.
Eddie, Sergeant, we're friendlies.
You can see that they're both looking at Rebecca.
Oh, what's up, guys? I'm just
I'm gonna stand
Going
in
to the
front of him.
bathroom.
I'm standing in front of him like, no. No.
Not that kind of friendly.
No.
But
not that kind. I know.
Arthur is gonna say, "We heard you screaming."
Which one
Oh.
of us? There's been a lot of
To
screaming.
Rebecca. To Rebecca.
Oh yeah, I've been having terrible hallucinations since I've gotten here. So has that
You
happened
see
to you
Arthur's like,
guys?
no, we heard you next to us. Like you were right next to us.
Oh,
saying that it
this
was
is
a dream and wake up.
This is the first time I've been in here. Well, that's creepy.
And Arthur's just like, yeah, I know.
Hmm.
Gotta make a roll.
How long have you guys been here?
Oh shit. And you see Arthur he starts to speak before he pauses, and Martinez puts an arm on him, puts a hand on his arm, and he looks to you, Rebecca, and he says, "How long do you think you've been here?"
Maybe a day. But I'm being told a week.
Corman, how long do you think you've been here?
I was told a day, or I was told a week, but in all honesty, it feels like a lot longer. 2, 3 months, maybe.
Ooh.
Brown, how about you? How long do you think you've been here?
Yeah, I think it's less than a day. I think if we don't get out of it, we'll just die. Because I've been in some weird, creepy cave, and I saw all you guys with weird bugs crawling on you.
And you see Martinez shoots a look over at Arthur, who just looks very confused.
What do you know, Sergeant?
And Martinez has a chessboard out. It looks like it was in the middle of a game, but he looks down at it, and you see him take a piece off the bishop. And he says, from my understanding, you started out here at 12. And then a lot of people started disappearing. They started getting tired. And then one day they just weren't here.
Hmm.
But nobody remembered them after they left.
You think
Well,
the
that's not
Germans have
good.
us? Or do you think we're underground?
He looks again to Arthur, and Arthur once again is looking so perplexed. He's like rubbing his head, And you see Martinez gives him a shake. He's like, hey, focus. What did you just tell me, kid? As Arthur's like shaking his head, he's like, no, I think I was just hallucinating, man. Martinez like, no, say it again. And Arthur looks to all of you. I think we're underground. I keep tasting dirt, man. Like I keep tasting
Oh my
dirt.
god, me too.
I tried to dig myself out a few minutes ago.
Hence the screaming.
Wait, what do you mean? Why were you screaming if I was trying to dig myself out?
Well, suddenly I felt like I was almost being buried alive. I was in dirt with dirt falling in my face and my mouth, and I couldn't get out of it.
Did you think any second now I'm going to reach the surface? Any second now I'm going to reach the surface?
No. I kept telling myself this is a dream. It's not real.
Yeah, and
But I could hear you. I could hear you saying that. I could hear you. I could hear Maggie. Oh.
And we weren't, yeah, I'll tell Robert. Yeah, I couldn't, we were kind of buried, but there were things like insects and stuff in the plant. Like there was living things around us, not like humans, but there's something weird going on in wherever we're caved in at. So I think we've got like double problems. There's whatever's weird dream stuff's going on here, but there's something going on in my alleged real world, and I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's like a parasite. I don't know. Like there's something.
I heard bugs too on the first night, but I haven't heard them since.
Skittering. Hey, and you know what? Something kind of felt like it stabbed me on the back of my neck. And I turned around and asked them to look. Do y'all see anything?
Do I see anything when I look?
Mm-hmm.
Make a sanity roll.
Oh, joy.
Me?
No.
Me.
You're fine, Rebecca.
Okay.
Okay, Senatide. Eeyore!
Oh.
And I go crazy.
Oh no.
Before I describe anything, I'm going to ask you, do you choose to take loss?
I think I will choose to take loss, in the spirit of the game.
Okay, so it's an automatic 1 to begin with because you failed your sanity roll, but please roll a 1d4.
Okay, so...
Actually, Rebecca, everybody's going to try and look at the back of your neck, so all the men are going to crowd behind you.
That's fine.
Alright, so it's a total loss of 3.
I'm not looking at the back of her neck because I've already had it done to me, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's there now, so.
Okay, I am down to 47.
You go to look at the back of her neck, and this time, Franklin, you allow yourself to just suspend whatever mental protection you've been trying to use for yourself. You let it go, and just look. You have to roll another sanity. I just realized.
I have to reel another sanity?
Pause on. No. I won't be that cruel because I just realized I really set you up for a bad time.
A spiral of crazy?
You look, and at first, you don't see anything. Then you see an outline start to take shape. You see what looks like maybe like a large, like infected pimple, like on the back of her neck. But then you see something else opaque on her upper back, something round. Your brain just keeps saying like a backpack, because you see the straps, and as it gets more and more clear, you see the legs that are holding on to her, coming up over her shoulders, going underneath her armpits and hooking around her waist, as another 2 come up and over her head, making sure this thing is very, very securely attached. A wide, flat abdomen is beating on the back of her, and you get the sense just from looking at it, because you are a corpsman, it's matching her heart rate. It has that
Cool.
heartbeat to it. Nice and slow and steady. And you look and start to see the wisps of what look like webbing, as two smaller tendrils on its back are constantly pulling it out and stretching it to different parts of its body as it just continues to encase itself onto her back.
Okay.
I'm going to just walk over and see if I can find some alcohol and slowly sip it.
And I'm just like
So one,
nervously
and
like
then you
play-
should
Oh, go ahead.
intelligence roll.
For me?
No. Rebecca, you don't know anything. Franklin didn't say
Okay.
shit. He just walked away.
I'm like playing with my necklace, like, what is it? What do you see? It's really quiet back there, guys.
So Franklin, you cannot think of any plausible, you can't justify what you're seeing. You cannot force your brain to pull together enough bits of truth to justify at all what you're seeing, other than there is something attached to Rebecca's back. And no one else can see it. You could not see it. Now I need you to roll me a 1d6. As you go to find something to sip.
Sorry to ask you to look.
No, that's quite all right. I'm a corpsman. I've seen some very disgusting things in my time.
I mean,
I think it's like without
lo-
spaces.
I mean,
Oh.
I've lost sanity when I've looked at a woman's gash, so I totally can relate to this going on.
Oh my god.
You looked at women's gashes in Harlem. I'm fairly certain there's a completely different aspect going on there.
Franklin.
Gotta be character. Gotta be
I go
character,
nuts.
not Martin to go crazy. I guess my character probably would be okay with that.
I'm
Franklin,
down to
you see-
41, right?
You see every cooch in Harlem. You just roll a 6, my man.
Yeah, I did.
You walk away to go sip, and as you walk, you look around. With odd sight, as you see pulses, and you're realizing you're looking at heat signatures, which is very weird. You can't see heat signatures, but the thing that you feel on your back and on your chest, they can see heat signatures.
You've got one too.
Mhm.
And
We're
as you
backpack
walk
buddies.
through this space, you can look around and you're pointing out various different signatures. Some of them much warmer than others. And you look over, you see one farthest from you slowly fade and completely leave your vision. You also can see that you are in a wider space than you thought. You see big, dark shapes that you're like, I think those are rocks. And you can see, as your eyes scan, a pillar of light in one space that goes from floor to ceiling as you look up, and then branches, tendrils of light going across the ceiling, tendrils of light going across the floor. You can see shapes crawling over that, many-legged, as you stare at this bright column.
I'm going to tap Brown and motion to Rebecca. And then I'm just going to tap my eye. And I'm going to point over my shoulder at the column.
Okay.
Brown, you don't see shit. He's pointing at a wall, guy.
We're like, what are you looking at? What are you
I'm
pointing
going to
at?
lean over the chessboard. And I'm going to take off all the pieces. And then I'm going to start lining up the white pieces into a spider web pattern. And then I'm going to circle around the area.
Eleanor comes down the stairs. You hear her coming. You always hear Eleanor coming. You always hear her footsteps. Agnes, you almost never hear her footsteps, but Eleanor, you always hear her coming as she walks in. Hey, everybody. I'm just checking to see what's happening. And without hesitation, Sergeant Martinez walks over to her, and he stares at her. Before he suddenly starts to speak in Spanish.
Oh.
Very fluid, very, very conversational, and she turns to him with a smile and starts to respond to him in Spanish. Does anybody here speak Spanish?
I would say that due to my backstory and having a Spanish mamacita, that Franklin would at least know a little bit of conversational Spanish. Is that acceptable?
So you do start to pick up. He's just like, oh, how are you doing, Eleanor? How's everything going? How are the kids? And he's just asking her like a very strange, very calm conversational before he suddenly switches into French. It's not the best French. It's not the best French. Yeah.
I can speak French. Well,
it's the type
French.
It's a type of French that you all have learned.
Oh, it's high school French, right? With the 25.
Well, it's like what you've picked up being out here in France.
Okay.
As he switches over to broken French.
Not
Brown,
for me.
You're able to follow a little bit of what he says. You can't make out the conversation, but you hear a couple of words here and there. But Eleanor, smile unbreaking, smoothly transitions to French, and it is perfect French. Before Martinez just stops and stares at all of you and just goes, one of the best teachers I had was a grade school teacher. She taught me when I was like 5, 6 years old. I just remember she was the sweetest woman in the world, and she always had a smile on her face. She never got mad, and she always made sure that every kid was tended to. And her name was Eleanor. And he turns and looks back at her. And she just stands there with a smile on her face looking at all of you. Admittedly, slightly puzzled.
And I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk over there and I'm just going to sort of like do the whole head to the side lane. It's like, we figured it out, right? You should tell us where we are and what you're feeding on.
You see she looks at you. And she smiles, but now it's more of like go on? She is getting more puzzled and trying not to show it.
I'm just going to point to the back of my head, and I'm going to, leaning next to her, and I'm just going to point to the back of the sergeant's head.
I'm pointing to the back of my head.
It's like, we're awake. You need to tell us what you are.
Hey, I'm a pediatric nurse. Do you mean what hospital I worked for?
I'm gonna hold up my hand. It's like, why would a pediatric nurse be at a bed and breakfast while we were waiting to go back stateside?
I volunteered. They said they needed volunteers to help service members who were going home, because not all of them could make it on every train and every boat. So I volunteered. Me and Miss Agnes.
We're leaving. And then I'm just going to back up.
Of course you are.
And I'm going to be like, all right, Sergeant, Private, everybody, start moving. We're getting out of here.
You see Martinez pauses you. Arthur and I tried that already. We've tried it several times. Do you know what happens?
What happens?
It's lunchtime. Every time we make it outside, every time we make it down the road, all of a sudden we're back at the table eating lunch. And he turns to Eleanor. Eleanor, Arthur's dying. And you see Eleanor is just like, her smile finally drops as she's just like, what? He's like, Arthur is dying. And you see Arthur's like, what? And he's like, kid, you could barely stay on your feet. As he turns to her. What do we do? You've taken care of me before. You need to take care of me now. Eleanor, what do we do? He's gonna make a roll. Oh shit.
Oh.
As Eleanor's face now begins to show true panic as she looks over to Arthur and starts to walk over to him, and she puts her hand on him, puts a hand on his forehead, and she just goes, I don't fully understand what's happening right now, but what... Please, you need to explain to me what's happening right now. Franklin, Martinez looks at you, and he just goes, I don't think she knows what she is.
You think she bases her concept of herself off of us? Whatever she's feeding on? Like a parasite or a symbiote?
Does she have one of the backpacks?
And he looks at her, and he just goes, since you all got here, her hair's changed color.
How many times?
Just the once. It matches her hair now. And points over to
I
Rebecca.
don't like that.
And Rebecca, when he says that, and you look over at Eleanor, she's beginning to bear a striking resemblance to your sister.
Oh. Okay.
As she looks around the room, and she's like, I don't know how to help you. I just want to make sure that you guys are comfortable.
Yeah.
Where are we?
And there's a pause as you all watch her figure blink in and out of existence as
Hello?
she's unable to generate an answer.
Okay.
So we
Before
know it's
finally-
so it's Chat GPT, and we didn't pay for the higher tier. We know exactly.
I know,
what it
come on,
is.
guys, you gotta stay on that subscription. Before
We got the
Eleanor's
low
back.
end.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
Eleanor stands there, and her hair is a distinctly lighter shade of brown. It's like a very light chestnut brown as she smiles at everybody. Hi, well, you're in a boarding house. And then she frowns a little bit when she says that. You're in a boarding house? Or a hotel? You're safe. You're safe. You're all together.
Can I ask her if she's connected to Agnes? Like, it's like, how do you know Agnes? Is she like part of you, or?
No, Agnes volunteered as well. I met her when we both came to the house.
So she was here before you arrived then? You like arrived and she was here? Or you came together?
She was here, and then I showed up. Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you want to speak to Agnes?
I don't think we do. So
I don't
far, you've been
okay.
the most helpful.
I
Okay.
don't think we want to. I'm
Sorry,
dying
but
to
you said-
open this package right here. Oh, what were you about to say? Sorry.
You're saying you're dying as well? I'm sorry, you just said that Arthur's dying, and now Miss Wisen, you said that you're dying? Can we not die? Can we not do that? What's happening?
That's why we need your help to get out of here.
And go where?
Home to like our
To our home.
yeah, where we live.
Okay. Well, then you should go, I guess. She looks very lost in this moment. Anybody who wants can roll me psychology.
Oh, yay.
I have failed every single roll tonight except for maybe one.
We've had a rough
Okay.
time with our rolls.
We've had a rough time, yeah.
Sarah's
Rebecca.
doing it all. Sarah's doing it all fine.
Yeah. You're gonna have to
Rebecca-
be the MVP. You gotta carry the team.
So Rebecca, you remember, you recall a time when there was a surgeon who lost somebody on the table, and they took it upon themselves to write a letter back to that family, just letting them know that, that unfortunately their child had passed away, and try just to give a little something, because that soldier's commander had also passed away, and usually the command is who writes the letters home. So this doctor just felt horrible. It's the first person that they lost that didn't seem to be an obvious death. And you just remember that look that they had where they knew that they were supposed to say something to make that person feel better. They just couldn't figure out what to say. She has that expression on her face where she understands she is meant to say something to make you all feel better, and she can't figure out what to say in this moment.
Interesting. She's only got so many responses.
Yeah, she understands.
Like ChatGPT, if you go,
You have to
half an
hook her
hour,
up to like a wider database for her to pull from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I'll say, with a hard success, you get the sense that she knows something that's important to let you all know, but she just doesn't understand what it is. Because Franklin keeps asking her questions, and there's something in the questions he's asking. She has something important for him that's helpful to him. She just doesn't understand what it is or how to put it into words.
It's like iRobot. We've got to ask the right question.
Yeah, well, she might have I know she's not a robot, like a fail-safe, something like...
Well, here's
Yeah, what
the
was
thing.
the blink in and out? Like I felt like we were close.
We're in, all right, out of character moment. Our
Yeah.
characters are, according to their self-concept, World War I soldiers. Our players have seen The Matrix and understand what it's like for characters to be trapped in a different time frame in the program.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm seeing as a player is that our characters are in the Matrix, and everything that we keep saying is going back to it. And I think that we're on life support, and that the program is running to give us whatever we want, like we're either in the Matrix or in Vanilla Sky.
Like how you just ordered fajitas.
Busting out Vanilla Sky.
Yeah.
So if we imagine that she's helping us to get back to our bodies, it might
I
work.
don't think we can go back to our bodies. If we're on life support, how do we just will ourselves to wake up? Yeah, we could. I mean,
That's
like,
why
on
everybody
one point-
gets so tired and then they disappear.
Yeah.
Dustin,
Yes.
on table, give me an intelligence roll.
Table. All right.
And I do this because Franklin has been asking the right questions.
Oh, you got an extreme. There you go, bud.
Franklin, you're watching this interaction. Now, you didn't pass the psychology, but you can see that there is a struggle on Eleanor's face. And why would there be a struggle? Like, why would she show any type of discomfort? If her whole thing is to smile and be happy and keep everybody else happy, why would she show anything other than happiness, right? And why is her appearance changing? She's clearly supposed to look like something that's supposed to be comforting.
Right.
But in order for that to happen, she has to know your memories. Like, she has to be able to tap into her memories. Otherwise, how would she know what to look like? How would she know how to sound? How would Agnes understand what fajitas are unless she knew your memories? Which means she should know your memories from here and from the other place. And all of your questions have been sounding like, how do you leave the house?
How do we leave the house?
The way that you've been phrasing your questions is, when you say, how do we leave here? A normal person would assume, how do you leave the house?
I'm gonna say, how do we
Oh
leave the
shit,
cave?
here's the wind.
How do we leave the cave?
How do we
And
get
she-
back to our bodies?
She looks at you, Franklin, first, and she says, "You're in your body." And then she looks to you, Brown, and she says, "Well, you have to get to the entrance."
Ooh, okay.
And where's the
Leave.
entrance?
Where is the
Yeah.
entrance to the
There.
cave?
Well, there's only one tunnel that comes in and out.
Please show
Where is the
us.
tunnel? Yeah.
And she pauses and just kind of points. And she's like, "Well, the tunnel's there. It's the opposite of Mother."
Is Mother Agnes?
Daughter?
No, Agnes is Agnes.
Okay.
But to leave the cave, you'd have to go out through the tunnel. But there's a lot of violence above ground. I don't know if you'd want to do that. You could get hurt. And I don't know if the Sentinels would let you out. So...
The Sentinels.
Why wouldn't they let us out?
Because then you wouldn't be here anymore if you went out. The
Why do
Sentinels
we
keep
need
you
to
off
be-
from leaving.
Why do we need to be here? Why can we not be?
I gotta
on
roll.
the
You're being very helpful.
I gotta roll.
I
I gotta
appreciate
roll.
that.
You're pushing her beyond her limits.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll buy you another coupon or whatever. Coin.
She pauses. I'm so sorry. I don't fully understand your question. Why would you want to leave? It's better here. It's nicer here. Why would you want to leave?
Maybe it is nicer here. But we have to know the truth. It's something that eats at us.
Her face darkens when you say that.
Ooh.
And she, for once, gives you a hard look, Franklin.
Oh, you said something bad.
The truth.
Oh.
The truth. The truth is that Thompson can't sleep in a bed because that's where he was when all of his men died. He sits in a chair. Do you know why? He stays up at night to watch over all of you. So in case something happens, he has the chance to save you. She turns to you, Rebecca. Do you know why Maggie talks so much? Do you know why she talks to you so much at night?
Hmm.
Did she tell you? She didn't.
No.
Well, the truth is because when she slept, her roommate slit her wrists.
Oh.
She couldn't take it anymore. So she talks to make sure that you go to sleep in a good mood. That's the truth. Corman, why are you so afraid of small spaces? Nurse Wiesen, why are you so scared of loud sounds? Only the insane would want to know the truth. This place isn't a lie. This place is the best memory that you have to offer. So why would you not want to stay here?
How about I show her my locket and I say, see that? These are my parents. I want to get back and see my family. This is my family.
Give me a charm with a bonus.
A charm with a bonus. Ooh, how do I do bonus again?
So go ahead and roll your charm. And then you're going to see at the bottom, on roll 20, on the bottom it says bonus and penalty. 8.
There we go.
We'll take the 34. So that 9, that's the 10, so that means 94. But because it's a bonus, we take the lower number. So we'll take the 34.
Okay.
She looks at your locket, and once again, her hair color changes. It's now the same color as your mom's hair. Has streaks of gray in it, just like your mom.
Okay.
But she says, I can bring those memories here.
I don't want the
horrible
memories. I want
out
the
there.
real thing.
What if you don't make it to the real thing? And you can see that she is now visibly like upset at that thought that you don't make it. And she's like, her eyes are pleading with you. What if you don't make it? If you're here, you're happy.
Where are we that we wouldn't make it out there?
And there's a pause as she stops. And you realize that she's searching for a memory now. She's actively searching for a memory. She has a good memory. Before she pauses, Château, which is in France.
It's still in France.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh no.
What is it,
So we're
Rebecca?
This is. But she's saying we're still in France. This is where we were with the war.
I thought as much.
Rebecca, when you say that, all of you realize you don't have any memory of leaving France.
We never left. So,
But if we stay here, we know we lose health every so often, so we're gonna die here anyway. So at least if we escape this dream prison, we can have a chance of living. Otherwise, we'll be here for like a little time, and then that's it.
Yeah, because
But you'd be
wherever we are, we've
happy.
got something like sucking our
Yeah,
like
there's-
spinal fluid out.
Yep.
But Marcus, does your back hurt?
Yeah, but my back hurt before the.
But right
whips.
now, does your back hurt? We can make it so that your
Yeah.
back doesn't hurt.
But I want to go and fight for all black people and civil justice. So if you make me stay here, it's going to be really bad in America, because otherwise we'll have this all sorted by the 90s and everyone will be happy. But if I don't go back, it's gonna be a mess. So
I am the main
think
catalyst for the civil rights
am-
movement.
there is a lot of stuff that Marcus was going to do, and then in the 90s, this would all be solved.
His real name is Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, and Rebecca's going to do the theme, and Rebecca's going to campaign for white women. So between us,
I mean,
it's all going to be done. Like,
So Eleanor, she looks at you, and it's a small smile. It's a smile like you. It's not patronizing, but it is a smile that you give like an older child when they're saying something and they haven't thought it all the way through, and you're just like, "That's a great plan."
Yep.
And I understand the importance and significance of those actions. But do you want to go back to a world where you even have to do those things? You have been out here in mud, in blood, digging into the earth, digging your own grave, essentially, digging the graves for others, moving all of these machinery things around, dragging all of these things, making all of these bunkers, and for people that don't even think you're human. Why would you want to go back to that? Here, you're just a person, surrounded by other people who see you as a person. But up there,
well, that's not fair to the rest of the world.
Yeah, plus I don't really care for fajitas, so it's not exactly perfect here.
Did you
Um,
catch where she just said up there?
Yeah, we're in a cave. This is not
Yeah.
the Cave of Wonders either.
It's
Eleanor's like, I'll write that down. I'm gonna make this movie called Aladdin. No. But she says, we can make whatever food you want down here. We can make it so much better. It's horrid there. And
I
she
would
looks to
like.
you and Arthur. She's going to attempt to persuade. She looks to you and Arthur, and she simply states, you're both privates because you can't be officers. Because your skin is too dark.
But if I get up there, I can change that so that people like me can be anything they want to be. We might even be able to get like a black president. Like, can you imagine that?
Can you
It'll
imagine?
never happen. You're
I
crazy.
mean, we're not gonna get a woman president, but we might get a black president. So we'll try for that. Yeah.
And she just looks at you and she's just like, why even bother? The threat of special annihilation hasn't been enough to put you all on equal footing.
that sound, that wind.
Yeah, it went away.
No, listen. It keeps going and going and going like there's no trees, like there's no building, like
Like a
there's
cave
nothing.
is open.
Did the world above us get destroyed?
And she shakes her head.
Oh, okay.
No.
Whew.
It's in the process, so you're all working very hard towards it.
You said the threat of spatial destruction. We haven't been able to destroy ourselves yet. I mean,
No.
granted, the invention of dynamite was a great leap forward in self-immolation, but nonetheless,
And she's like, you're trying. The Sentinels have never been able to find so many people so easily like this before.
Sentinels.
You're slaughtering each other.
Where, or rather, when is it?
And she pauses before she says, it's March 17th, 1919.
March 17th, 1919. March 17th, 1919. And is there any like common knowledge or sort of like roll that I make that I can just try and like piece together why that's so specific?
You can give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Or, no, I'm not going to make you roll history. Intelligence. Just do intelligence.
It's not history if I'm living through it.
Yeah.
You can push, you can spend, or you can maintain.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's a 97 versus a 70. How much would I be pushing?
Well, so you're above 50. So if you
Okay.
push, there's higher odds that you'll make it. Otherwise, you would have to spend what is that? 17 luck? No,
All right,
27 luck. I can't count for shit. 27 luck.
Let's see, what's my luck? Okay, how do I push?
You just roll a whole new dice.
Intelligence again?
Mhm.
If you fail, it's usually really bad.
Oh, but look at
Success.
that. Very nice.
Doesn't matter, you did fine.
Whew.
So
Another
Franklin?
venture, nothing gained. Yes.
the last date you remember is March 14th, 1919. And you remember that you were getting ready to go home. You remember that there was a sudden attack from a group of Germans who didn't believe the war was over. Like, you were told the war was over. That's it. All quiet on the Western Front. And then there was an attack of Germans. And it was just like, well, shite. You remember most things had been packed up. You remember most of the wounded had already been evacuated out. You remember seeking cover in falling into a ditch, not a trench, but like a naturally made ditch with a couple of other people who were also just like running from the artillery. And you're not sure what happened. The dirt was loose. You know, you sank in a little bit. And then you remember something popped on your back. You felt a sharp pain. And then all of a sudden, you were walking to the boarding house.
We fell in the ditch. There was something in the ditch when the Germans attacked.
Yep. We fell in. Okay.
So we can go then. We just need to figure out the full cave situation.
And whatever the sentinels are.
Some point, Arthur has sat down and he started to fall asleep, and Martinez rushes over to start to try to wake him up.
And why do these guys keep disappearing?
Rebecca, can you check his, like, I don't know if Birdie will like his health points? Because if he's got like one left, he's
I've
probably
got a first aid kit. Can I use it on him? Or I don't have a first aid kit. I just have first aid.
You can give me a medicine check.
Medicine, okay.
Can you not just imagine one arriving for dinner? Like, oh, I forgot I wanted a first aid kit for my lunch. And then use it.
You go over there. He looks exhausted, but you can't really figure out. He looks like he's just sleeping. You're not entirely sure what's going on with him, why he went unconscious.
Eleanor, we were told that there was 12 people here, but some of them got really tired, like this, and then they just disappeared, and nobody knows what happened to them. Where do they go?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me do a 50-50 roll. Okay. I was going to do 49 and below. Eleanor sticks to her script. 50 and above. Eleanor's going to keep answering your questions candidly.
Okay.
Because you've all been engaging her in very pointed questions.
Oh, can we ask her, like, so if we wanted to talk to the Sentinels, how would we do that? Or are you a Sentinel?
I'm not a Sentinel. The Sentinels can't... The Sentinels, they can't communicate with you.
You're a nursery creature.
And she smiles broader. The ones that have left have gone on to help make the next generation of my kind.
What is your kind?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Massive cats. Massive cats.
She was trying to get to her cat bed. Oh my God. I would have picked you up.
That's funny.
She is going to not trip over a blanket. She's going to back up. And she's going to suddenly start to shrink until she's about the size of a corgi.
Okay. Specific.
Additional limbs will come out of her sides.
I like how Bertie uses animals to explain size and weight.
I was trying not to.
I like it.
It's either animals or like food. And I'm like, well, it's bigger than a watermelon, but like it's not bigger than.
No.
It's not
the American way of doing things. We don't understand the metric system.
Yeah. Everybody knows how big a corgi is, so she shrinks down to the size of a corgi.
Yeah. Okay, of course, yeah.
There is what should be a popping sound, but it's just silent as her ribs come out from her sides and extend out into limbs.
Okay.
Your brain is trying to say spider, but it's not spider. There's too many articulations in the joint for it to be a spider. Her body compresses, flattens, and extends out into like a pentagon-like shape, but it's a light pinkish, fleshy color, with 2 tendrils on the back end that gently come out and grasp at the world around it as if it's trying to sense through those. You can see that there are 2 long pinchers, for more than a better word, coming out from her collarbone that hook out and over, equating for a total of 10 appendages, to include the 2 tendrils on the back that constantly come in and out. Have you ever seen the eye stalk of a slug? How it can move out?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They kind of roam in and out like that. And then there's a slight shift to the form as the main body essentially starts to turn a darker slate gray color and starts to become more narrow, more like a watermelon. The appendages, small spikes come out of them. And then she stretches back up into the form of Eleanor.
Yeah.
So you're all going to lose sanity.
Yeah, that was
There's
pretty
no
creepy,
roll.
man.
There's no roll for this. You all will lose 5. Right off the
There was
bat.
no roll.
Mhm.
There is no roll. It's an automatic loss as you look
Fair
at
enough.
an eldritch parasite.
I'm like,
Great.
damn, Eleanor, that was creepy. Pediatric
As she
nurse.
comes back
Okay.
and has that smile on her face. I am the first form. And she looks to you, Franklin.
Ooh.
I believe the word be a nanny.
You're a nanny.
We
nanny.
can speak through memories. I am and you stop, and she stops. She looks to each of you like she's trying to find the word, and then she looks up. Gollum? I believe.
That's Hebrew, a construct that's meant to protect.
Believe that's what Major Thurman would call me. I am a golem. We have found it is easier to help keep the mind calm if it believes it is being sincerely protected.
I don't think we're being protected, though. I think we're being consumed or used to harvest
You can be
eggs.
both. You can
All
be
right,
both.
here's that wind again.
There's nothing wrong with being consumed. It is natural. Everything is eaten. I'll be consumed one day.
I mean, we could make you a deal. I mean, okay, you could like eat us and have like a little, fajita snack.
they're not
or we could go and get you some more people, and you could snack on them, and we could just go.
Like a Judas
could
goat.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but
Well, I mean, we could go get some of the Germans.
well, yeah, exactly. I bet they'd be into it as well. So.
I mean, it's not like
Have you
don't.
seen
It's not like you don't know where they are.
pornography? It's
Like you
absolutely
know where they
terrible.
are.
We know they attacked us. I'm pretty sure they're out there. We can go get them.
Yeah, so it's like, do you want like the big, juicy German guys and
You
women?
know, the ones with the very tight haircuts and stern faces.
So
yeah, they're really powerful, and
you can
Lots
give
of
me a
muscle.
persuasion. You will need an extreme success
Oh no.
for any of that to be conveyed beyond Eleanor.
Okay.
can we do it as a group? Because I think we're all on the same page.
Can we
about
add it up?
Let's see.
You
Persuasion.
cannot add it up. I will
I've got
allow.
a 65 as the persuade.
I will
think
allow-
one of you-
10.
Franklin
charm.
and Brown, you both can make persuasion rolls as you have been. Brown, you initiated the idea.
Yeah.
Franklin, you supported the idea. I'll allow
Can I
both
do-
of you to.
Can I do
What?
fast talk? Because I feel like really I'm pulling this out my ass as well.
Yeah,
Fast talk would mean
Like-
that you are lying. Are you lying, or are you sincerely going to just bring them Germans to eat?
I'm going to bring them
I-
Germans.
I mean, I think I'm more lying because I'm actually kind of a nice
over
guy,
here.
but
Check this out.
I'm like, let's be honest, they
Whichever-
tried to blow us up. This is a war.
Whichever you think, Martin, whichever you think would be more appropriate for Brown to make. Like, you determine his
I
moral
think-
compass,
I
so what you
think
think would be
Ro-
more appropriate.
I think Robert should go first, and then if he fails with his, I'm gonna jump in with the fakeness with a roll. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
If that's okay.
So 34 to 34 out of 65.
He just says it as like, listen, they tried to blow us up. This is a conflict. Like you do realize if you make alliances with us, we can turn our enemies over to you. You could join our side in this war.
So somebody help me with math. I need Oliver. I'm shy at math. He's much better at it.
Is that
All right.
enough? Is that enough to persuade them, or
It needs to be
think
an
you have-
extreme success. You could spend
Oh.
luck to push it down to an extreme success. You can
13
attempt another
extreme.
roll.
I'd like to spend the luck.
So it would be 21 luck.
Do it. Do it.
All right, so let's see. I got luck. I got 65. Let me break out some calculator. 65
Yeah.
minus 21 is going to give me 44 luck. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're going to push it to an extreme success.
You solve the whole thing.
Eleanor is going to kind of just stop moving all of a sudden.
Agnes
is now downstairs. You did not hear her coming.
She's been
It's
here the
almost
whole
like
time.
it's
Yeah.
almost like the person who thought of
Oh,
Agnes just always
Agnes.
believes that she shows up out of nowhere. Agnes
Mhm.
appears and she's looking at all of you. Agnes is going to ask exactly who is going to get the Germans, indicating whom between all of you is supposed to be released.
And,
Oh,
and
well,
I,
it's a
I
team
motion
thing.
to the three of us. It's like,
Yeah. And if not, can I do the fast talk now to be like, well, we all need to go because there's so many
You give me a
Germans.
fast talk. You
Yeah,
give me a
there's
fast
lot
talk.
there's a lot of Germans around. Okay, I think I've got a reasonable look as well.
Agnes is going to clarify that at this time, Major Thurman,
I got a hard
And-
success.
look at you. At
Do I
this
need to-
time, Major Thurman and Sergeant Thompson are not strong enough to move, and it would not behoove you to attempt to bring them. Maggie is iffy. If she gets immediate attention, she'll pull through. Same thing for Arthur. And you see Martinez, who's been listening to you this whole time, and it's just like, motherfucker, you better bring me too. Martinez just goes, include Arthur, I'll carry him out.
Okay.
Now, Brown, you're saying that it would be good for everybody to go.
Everybody.
Oh yeah, I want to just like them. I'm gonna be like, oh, like of course, the more of us that we can get different groups. Like, so you know, you can like quadruple each one of us into like 10 more Germans. So it's just maths, really, like basic maths.
so we take some paper and we write down the coordinates. And we write down that there's a secret weapons cache here. And then that way, if any of us fall, they'll find that, they'll come here looking for the weapons, and you have them. They'll
Eleanor's
probably
still like-
be 10 times as many as we have.
There is a pause as Agnes holds up a hand and you can see at some points they're not just like static. At sometimes like Eleanor's blinking, you see Agnes turns her head another way, and I will say that all of you can feel light little skittering all over your bodies, as if there's a little party happening. before finally they both look up. And Eleanor smiles. You don't have to roll. It is a true, genuine smile. Mother has accepted.
Oh,
Right.
Nice.
okay. Done and done.
The Sentinels, and you are quite lucky, the Sentinels say that your kin are nearby. They've been looking for you. You've been able to keep them away, but the Sentinels will pull back. We've let a couple of them into the cave. We were going to bring them to Mother, but they should be able to help you get out. Major Thurman is no longer with us. And Sergeant Thompson will not survive much longer. I apologize. If you get up there and you don't like it, you can always come back.
So kind.
Yeah, it's like, we'll definitely send you a postcard later and have dinner
The
with
Germans will be the postcard.
She's gonna hug you all. She's gonna give all of you a hug.
Okay.
I mean, do I have to hug it? Because I've seen her too fun. I don't really know if I want to, like, getting a weird...
You do not have to
things.
return the hug, but she does hug all of you. Agnes is just looking at her like she's stupid.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna invent the high five and be like, yeah, high five. And back
That'll
away.
never catch on.
I mean, I'm gonna bring it in with the social justice and all that.
Can I try to give?
Do you get
Oh.
Maggie? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I try to give her some first aid, or is she just like going crazy?
So there's nothing on your person to provide first aid with.
I thought I had first aid.
You
Like
have the
those-
skill
you
of
don't
first
have,
aid.
like,
skill.
eyes.
You don't have supplies.
Oh, I just don't have the supplies. I got the
I think
skill.
we're
I
all
just
going
don't
to
have
find out we're
supplies.
completely naked, just wearing a bunch of spider webs.
I know.
No, they wouldn't care enough to take the clothing off of you.
Okay.
They don't need the clothing. But
But you're saying we can take our clothes off if we want. Is what she's trying to
absolutely,
say.
hey, it's your
Oh,
That's what she's
prerogative.
trying to say. That's what she's
That's
trying
your
to say. Justin,
prerogative.
but you can take your clothes off. You know, yeah, I like that.
So I will
We're not
say
in-
that
Well, we are
you're
still
all in the
friends,
basement.
actually. We're
Yeah.
all in a
Hey,
We are.
you're all in the
in
basement. You can do whatever
France.
you want now. Now's your chance, Brown.
Yep.
Okay. Keep your
Oh,
pants
okay.
on, and let's
Hold
just
on.
wait until we're outside.
I put Maggie on the wood
Yep.
pile. I'm sorry, Maggie. There we go. Maggie's suddenly downstairs, sleeping.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
We got her. We got her.
Ooh. Well,
Ooh.
Maggie's unconscious, so it's okay that she doesn't know what it looks like. You guys are about to all wake up.
Mhm.
You open your
Okay.
eyes, and the first thing that you notice is you are incredibly thirsty. You are incredibly hungry. You are dirty. You feel like you just got rolled over by a columbine,
Mhm.
which is an agricultural machine, in case somebody doesn't know.
Like the combine, the thresher.
You
Yeah.
you feel things sitting on top of you. It is incredibly dark in this space, which is a good thing. You feel something being pulled off of you. It is sticky. You can feel a give to it. It feels very much like a spider's web.
Mhm.
As you feel forms get off of your person, you feel something slide under your scalp and out the base of your nape as a proboscis is drawn back into the creature that was babysitting you. It crawls off. You all stand. I need constitution rolls from everyone as you attempt to stand. To my corpsman and to my nurse, what you are feeling right now is indicating that you have not had water in about 3 to 4 days, which is incredibly dangerous.
Wow.
Franklin, you fall, taking a knee. You feel something squishy
Ooh.
next to you,
Ooh.
tapping your arm. checking to see if maybe you just won't make it out of here.
Yeah, I'm good. No, it's all good. Gotta walk it off. I'm gonna rub some dirt on it.
You're covered in dirt. But all of you, despite the fact that you can't see very well, you can still track the movement as shadows move across shadows. Forms too big for comfort, too small to fully understand what it is. But one thing that all of you can now feel and smell is fresh air from the right. You let your instinct guide you, that primal portion of your body that came from caves. You turn, you stumble. You can hear the quiet murmur of Martinez as he's pleading with Arthur to stand. One more step, buddy. You got this, kid. Let's go. You hear the soft mumbling of Maggie as she holds on to you, Rebecca, not understanding what's happening, but trusting her friend, who she thinks he's been with for several months.
Yeah.
You make it into a place where wind picks up. It is dark, still. Makes you incredibly nervous. This type of darkness only happens fully underground. And then you see something flicker in front of you, and it spooks you for a second. A brightness that shows up. And it gets bigger. And you start to hear sounds. And it sounds fantastic. You hear shuffling, you hear murmurs, you hear somebody say, "Where the fuck are we?" As another person says, "Keep going. This has to be it." And you notice that there is a bend in the tunnel, and that's where the slide is coming from, as 3 figures come around, wearing American greens.
Oh, yeah.
You're suddenly blinded as the torch swings to you, and you hear one of them scream as you just scared the bejesus out of him. But they're like, "Holy fuck, they're here." Franklin, you recognize the voice of one of your fellow corpsmen. He rushes forward, he grabs you. You don't have to walk anymore. He starts to pull you desperately. They understand something's down here as they grab a hold of all of you. Martinez angrily saying, "It's fine, I got him. I got him." You're all taken up. You smell smoke. You smell fire. You smell charcoal. You smell sweat. You smell blood. You smell the smells of war. You smell fresh air. You smell linen. You smell blankies that are fresh from the wash as they are tossed over you. You smell flowers as it is springtime and they are starting to bloom. You smell real coffee. It is hot in your hands and it burns you when you drink it. It hurts. You feel hurt again. You smell bread. You smell something that smells really gross and you don't want to eat it, but you don't care because it's real food and you're so hungry as they give you gruel. You smell alive. You are alive. You've made it. They ask you, what the fuck happened? They saw you fall, they saw you go, they saw the earth swallow you up, and they've been looking for you for days. As they bring you over to the nearest field hospital, still standing against the last final desperate barrage of the Germans.
The Germans attacked us. We fell into a ditch. Everything else was just trying to dig ourselves out.
Yeah.
And he motions for you, don't. Yeah, you gotta drink first. Drink this. Okay, drink this.
But throw some, like, we really need to throw some Germans in that hole.
Like, it's really important.
Why? We got...
And with that, Corman Franklin collapses in exhaustion.
Yep.
Tended to by his friend Bobby, who, come hell or high water, was not bringing that goodbye letter to Franklin's mom. Hell no. He was not going to face down Maria either, saying that he couldn't keep his friend protected. You all get cleaned up. You get fed. You get washed. You have to stay in hospital for a wee bit as you are incredibly dehydrated. They have pulled out of the area. The ditch that you were talking about did get covered up in the artillery. So, not sure how to get down there again. They don't even know how they got into the cave. Bobby at one point says that he felt like he was being led. But he couldn't say by what.
Interesting.
Now, Franklin, you did say something about coordinates. I will say at your insistence, Bobby writes down whatever you're talking about, and he goes and he just drops his paper out in the field. When you're all well enough, the plan is to bring you back to England, or rather bring you to the coast via automobile, cross the channel to England, onto a boat, and then home. Before they bring you from this area, is there anything that you want to do? Is there any,
Well, a deal's a deal.
any persons you want to grab?
I mean,
I kind of want to ask Robert and Rebecca's like, should we have a bit of fun? It's like, how about we make like a fake treasure map of treasure or something and give it to the remaining Germans, and then they can just.
I'm gonna like pull out an English to German dictionary and just start trying to translate it out. And I'm like, my deal is, I'm an honest man, Private. Honestly, let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, they'll just like, so they like think Hitler
Map to Lincoln's gold.
Yeah, just make sure it's in German because then they'll know it's for them.
But they said
to Lincoln's golden son.
They couldn't find the hole anymore, though, right?
Well,
Didn't
that's a
say it got
completely
covered
different
The one
problem.
that you
but
fell in.
Oh, the one that
you
we fell in. That's unfortunate.
I think we did pretty well.
Surviving that is like out of character. Surviving that is pretty.
So here's what I will say. You ensure that you are well enough to survive your trip home before you do anything. You're allotted the time to as well. What took you fully understood the state that you were in. And at some point, as you're all getting ready to go, Dustin, if you'll allow me, Corman Franklin finds all of you. He's holding a piece of paper in his hand. And he says to all of you, hey guys, a deal is a deal. And I know where there's a German battalion. And I have something that they might find interesting, holding up this fake map. Who's ready for a little detour? And with that, we are going to end Ghosts in the Machine. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Twitch. Are we going to do a raid? Producer, we're doing a raid. Sit tight, audience. We're going to do a raid.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
Doing it live.